What's up, people? We're live. Happy No, it's Thursday. Happy Thursday.
It is Thursday, Hunty.
Yes, thank God. I'm so ready for the weekend.
What's good,
Yes,
people?
Y'all doing good?
we're doing great over here.
Oh yeah.
Well, that sounds wonderful. We already got a super chat. A shout out to Smirgo in the building. Thank you.
Okay, Smargo, we appreciate that, bro.
Gotta make sure we give RG his cut, honey. Oh, no problems. Well, no problems over here. So let's dive off into today's topic. And today's topic is, should men lie to women to get sex? And I want to know what you guys' thoughts are. And we'll start with Recognize Game. What are your thoughts on that?
Man, people tend to dig themselves into a ditch all over sex. If you lie to her, she's gonna be your worst enemy, but to each his own. Some people believe you have to do that, but I just think you create enemies by doing that. Sometimes a woman could be your best friend in the long run, but if you lie to her, she's gonna hate you after, especially after sex. So I wouldn't recommend it.
Okay. Naima, what about you?
Um, well, I mean, like, should you lie to women to get sex? For me, that means there's something about you that makes you feel that there's something more better about her. I mean, that's just my opinion.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um, I have sort of a theory on this myself. And I think if a guy is the average guy, meaning he makes average money, average living conditions, he's an average looking dude, and we'll say that most people are definitely average. And I think the average guy would have to lie more so than a man that's deemed attractive. I think a man that's deemed attractive gets away with more so, with they get more women coming at them. I think they actually have more room to tell the truth versus the average man. What are you guys' thoughts in that regard?
I don't know. I think it's a matter of character. I think looks are overrated when it comes to sex. I mean, a lot of times people think you have to look a certain way to get opportunities to have sex. And I guess that's a matter of how many opportunities you think you should and how frequently those opportunities should come to you. Because in a fantasy world, a lot of guys think they're supposed to have all the baddest females every day of the week just lining up. And that's just not the case, even for the man that you think is the finest man or the richest man for that matter. So I really just don't understand a lot of guys who think they have to lie to women no matter what they look like. If a woman likes you, if she's sexually active, she's most likely going to have sex with you.
And you
Okay.
know, and I think too, yeah, I think the with to RG's point that the looks thing can be overrated, but there is such a thing called pre-selection, and that plays more of a part than the looks, than just being attractive. Because there's a lot of other factors that could come to play. Just because you're attractive does not warrant you the pre-selection category in a sense. So.
Right.
So what would make a guy pre-selected? Let's get there first.
But normally they would say it's just in a sense of just women being attracted to you, right? It's not one particular thing. It's just that you're able to get women with doing little in a sense. And it could be a jawline, it could be your humorous, it could be how tall you are, it could be plenty of factors. It's not just one thing, but it's just a pre-select being pre-selected, meaning that women normally choose you for whatever traits that you have, whether physical, physical traits or things like that.
Okay.
You know,
So, okay,
um,
go ahead, RG.
Yeah, I was gonna say, a lot of the intangibles are all like oftentimes overlooked in this whole conversation. I think I would throw, as far as pre-selection, I think I would throw in like whether or not we suddenly are in close quarters all the time. Maybe we work together, or maybe I'm somebody that's a friend with one of your friends. And then we just happen to be associated with each other, and over time, maybe a month or so, or a couple years down the line, start feeling like there's a little bit of chemistry there. So a lot of people think they supposed to get this woman's attention, this imaginary woman's attention, the first time she look at you. And if you ain't a supermodel, that's a lot of times that's just not gonna happen for you.
Mm. First time. Let me read the super chat. A shout out to Eugene Steele. Thank you so much for the super chat. He says, question, what would be some of the lies men tell to get the draws, honey? Um I think a man would lie about his money. Money and status would probably be one of the first things, because most women are attracted to flash to a certain degree. So I think that would be one of the first things. I think a man would lie to a woman about how attractive she is. Men will tell women that, that the woman is more attractive than she actually is to get there. An example of that would be like how social media, a girl could be a four in real life, but if she's able to post nice pictures, or not even nice pictures, if she posts something where she's half naked, guys usually respond to that. And so I think those would be my top two. What about you guys?
I was actually curious what kind of lies actually work, and like what would you actually lie about that would be in your benefit, like would actually influence a woman to deal with you.
Um, Shout out to TSI, and she has a great one. And she says they lie and say they have a big penis. And that's also a thing that's interesting to women.
Yeah. That's funny. Yeah, that is definitely
Did
funny.
you blush?
But you know what? You did make a good point, Danny, because lying meaning in the sense of impressing women, right? Using his economics, either friendships that he have, or having a social media presence that isn't what it seemed to be. All those things play a part in that, and especially in this day and age. Remember, on social media, people take the money, put it to take the money to the air and put it on the picture, right? But
Money phone.
the
Naima, you
money,
ain't never had a money phone.
but guess what? That's rent money. They're only taking a picture with it. They got to go put it back in the bank so they can pay the rent. There wasn't
Oh,
that
God.
there wasn't extra cash to spend. You know what I'm saying?
Naima, is the flash attractive though?
Is the flash is attractive to those who are attracted to the flash, right? If you're
Yeah.
attracted to the flash, then it's yeah, it's going to flash you.
I'm so done reading these comments. I'm not I'm not gonna deal with y'all today. Okay. Is it ever appropriate? Do you guys feel like it's ever appropriate for a man to lie to get sex?
No, I actually think it's the dumbest thing you could ever do. I just really don't see where it's effective, because if she wants to have sex with you, it's usually because of how, her attraction to you. It doesn't really have anything to do. Well, I guess if you start talking about all your money and you start talking about all the different places you've been, she's probably going to want to see about some of those things that you keep bringing up. So if you don't ever mention money, a lot of times women are not going to just be assertive in that regard and say, I wonder if you would like to buy me something. That's just not, that doesn't really come up. It's usually the guy that brings that up. So if she wants to have sex with you, you need to be talking about sex and how y'all going to get into those type of circumstances. So yeah, the lying, and I just think it's really the dumbest thing you can do because women generally know what they want to do with you kind of within the first conversation a lot of times.
And you know what? To me, there's a substantial amount of women who are definitely desperate, that have either low standards or no standards, and I don't even think most men need to lie. To be honest with you, there's a portion of that you don't need to. Yeah.
That's interesting. Because I'm gonna definitely play devil's advocate in this conversation. I'm definitely gonna play devil's advocate. Shout out to Alan Roger Curry up in this thing. He says the number one lie men tell to women is, "I care for you and I want to be in a long term relationship with you." When the man knows he only wants casual sex. Shout out to ARC. I think that is an excellent, excellent point. And okay, would you guys consider a guy being vague? Would you consider that a lie?
Um, Most people say that basically you would technically be a lame if you lie, but most people think that if you just omit it, you're not that. And I'm glad ARC came to the show. Shout out to ARC. Welcome. So, what a way to get ARC in the building, right? Talk about some lies and sex. ARC.
You know, it's like
Yeah.
bait for mode one, honey. It's that mode one bait, honey.
Mode one. Shout out to ARC.
De-
Okay.
Definitely shout out to ARC. Probably should be probably should be sitting up atop of this whole sector, but that's neither here nor there. The cream going to rise. What's up, ARC? Yeah, he make perfect sense, man. I mean, anytime you tell a woman, or even if you omit that you're disinterested in a long term monogamous relationship, you're just setting yourself up for a really dangerous situation because a woman in these circumstances is a powder keg, and you can do with that situation whatever you want to do. And if you start out lying, you're gonna have to make good on those promises.
You know, it's interesting because it would seem like you and brothers like ARC who y'all don't really seem like y'all have had problems getting women, right?
That would be correct. That's an accurate
Okay.
assessment.
Okay. So if you've never had a problem with getting women, do you think that you would have the same type of circumstance as the quote unquote average man?
Honestly, if the quote unquote average man, I use that term very loosely because I'm not even sure how to identify that person. But
Oh, you know how to identify them.
well,
It would be guys that you know that ain't getting no ass, guys that you know don't have that oomph about them. We know who
right.
those people are.
Okay, I understand now because that's really what it's about, that oomph. If you don't have that self confidence and you are not standing firm on your square, then you're going to have issues in all areas of life, especially with women, because women can definitely seek out and smell a scent. So if you, like I said, you start out in that first conversation and you talking about all the things that you are willing to do and you want to do and everything that you're accustomed to, and she didn't ask you any of this. 9 times out of 10, a woman is not bringing this up unless she a straight up gold digger, and everybody knows that's a turn off. And I would appreciate her coming straight out of face and saying that so we could dead the whole issue. But I do not see any benefit in lying to women. And from my experience, the best thing you can do is be truthful in the long term. Because if I smut you this week, I could have met you earlier today, smutted a couple days later. Maybe we had a 2 week relationship in that, casual sex. And when you see me walking down the street, you don't have any ill will for me. Even if you see me walking with another bitch. And that's why I don't lie because it just makes things really messy.
Um, mm, Naima, what about you? What do you think?
Well, I just think that, well, in my opinion, when it comes to lying, I think lying could be, in a sense, like another component of low self esteem. Because and it, like, why would you need to lie? Just there's to me no need in this time frame to lie about your intentions. If you're in a state or position that is not favorable, there's no need to lie about that. If she's going to f with you, she's going to f with you. If not, then not. But I guess on the men's get it by any means necessary. So I guess
Mm-hmm.
they think a little bit differently. They're like, oh, I got to get this, I got to get it by any means necessary, and they don't utilize that dick discipline, right? Because if you utilize dick discipline, would you really have to lie?
It's interesting. Okay, because I don't think that the average guy has the same type of options as the above average guy, right? And if you have an average guy where women aren't throwing badge at you on a constant basis, I think you're definitely more prone to, because it's not an everyday type of thing, and it may not necessarily be the baddest or whatever, you know. Average guys have said that not only do they have problems with getting baddies, quote unquote, but then the average women aren't necessarily looking to have sex with them either. They'll say that the average woman wants the above average man, and that's usually who they go for. That's usually who they throw it to. But if they're below average, and you have women who will use them to take them out to dinner and go smash other types of guys in the parking lot. I think when you're dealing with a below average guy, I think he's definitely more prone to lie, because it's not coming to him as easy.
I,
But my
go ahead, Naeem.
okay. Um, so yeah, basically, I'm like, which one is it though? Because I've heard that men will say, "Well, all men are hoes." What are you talking about? All women are hoes. All women have high body counts and all that, right? So wait, okay. So if all women are hoes, all women have high body counts. Then why do pickup artists exist? Right? Shouldn't everything be very easy access? So I'm just confused about that.
Well, I got an answer for that. It's all
You
women are
tell.
hoes for, quote, and this is a quote unquote, quote, all women are hoes to guys that they want to deal with. And generally, it's been said in our community that most women chase 80% of the women chase the top 20% of men. And if you have women that are if they're attracted to a certain type, and that certain type does generally get most of the ass, and then you have an average guy, excuse me, yeah, and then you have an average guy, the average guy isn't getting the same type of ass, it doesn't even have the same type of options as the below average women, but then they can get on the internet, or listen to people in their family, their friends, or whatever, that are, that guy, and they'll tell them like everything that all of these women are doing.
This so-called average guy, I would just suggest to that so-called average guy to only deal with the women who appear to be attracted to him. And I think he'll find greater success within that particular group of women. You don't have to have 50 women. I mean, of course, we all would love to have 50 beautiful women just lined up. But most of the times, all you need when you're just dating around, all you need is two, three, maybe four or five tops. That's a lot. Women in the rotation, and you good. So, me personally, I would focus on 1% of the 100% of women that I like. If I can get 1% of the 100% of the women that I like to like me, then I think I have enough at that particular time. And we just keep it moving like that. I can't have all of them. See, you can't have all of them. Most of the ones you really like, somebody already got it. And she trying not to even deal with you. So it got a lot more to do with whether or not she's attracted to you. A lot of times, and most of the times, it's about availability.
So, Danny, would you say that? So, are you saying that basically the men will say that all women are who the women's are hoes, all the women's have a high body count, right? And they're the hoe. But the thing is that the men want the particular women to be the hoe for him. So basically, the men will shame, blame, and explain other men because they're saying like, "Hey, hold on, I don't. Why? Why they're not coming to me? Why can't I get the women? Why? Basically, they would say that I'm a good guy. I have a good job. Why are you going with the Pookie and Ray Ray? So that's when this shame, blame, and explain comes in, right?
But if we're keeping it a buck, if we're keeping it a buck, I think that a certain subsection of men, being that they can get certain types of women, they can generally get their pick of the women, they have more average women looking at them. I think when they're in certain positions and they're able to dictate, they generally do what they want. And so then you'll have the average guy, and the average guy done took you out to dinner. He done took you for walks in the park. He done fed your little dog Fluffy, and you still won't give him no ass, and you'll sit there and make him work for it. But and it's not necessarily a shame, blame, and explain type of thing. You can understand, you can look at a certain guy and you're like, okay, he's probably not getting any ass. He's not getting any ass because he doesn't have the looks, he doesn't have the isms, he does not have any game about himself. But a lot of women will use those types, and then when shit doesn't work out with the quote unquote fly guy, then it's like the average guy is like second best. And so then, they'll look to the second guy and be like, okay, I want you to help me do this. I want you to help me with this, but I'll go fuck Tyrone in the closet. And I think that's where a lot of the shame, blame, and explain come from, because women generally, when they figure out that, first of all, you got guys that are very handsome, and women compete for those guys. Women will do a lot to get to a certain type of man. Women want to be the ones to tame the beast. A lot of women like to tame the lion. And so when she figures out that she can't tame the lion, she can measure up to the competition, or she just wasn't what he wanted. Then it's going to look to the other guys like, hey, can you help me? I'm in a bind, Nate. And, it doesn't work out.
Yeah, I agree with that because women who are interested in men, they will definitely put themselves in his eye reach, right? She would definitely put herself in a position either if she's going to go up to him, right? Because you have some women who will go up to him and say, say what you want to say to the guy. I shared that story with you guys when I was 20, and I got
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
down. But that was the most embarrassing thing. But I was my early. I've never done that nonsense again. But so basically, a woman will put herself in the in the view of a man. If she's interested, she'll do that, or she'll just be bold enough to go up to him, buy him a drink. And this happened, I think, mostly in the younger generation, from what I'm hearing, that they have no problem with approaching men at all, not one whatsoever. So
let me ask y'all a question, right? And I actually need the chat to help me out with this, because everybody is on this body count. Now, if every woman walked around with a jersey on and it had her body count, the number was on it. She had, let's just say, 30. If a woman has sex with 30 men, does that make her a hoe? Or does that make her unchaste, or someone that's undesirable as a wife, or somebody who you wouldn't consider for a long-term relationship? How many, what's the threshold? How many dicks you gotta have run up in you before we consider you a hoe?
you know what
Shit, too.
yeah, that one, one. You have to be a virgin. One. I'm
One.
sorry, negative one. Not even
Yeah.
one.
Right.
Because if you carry certain qualities, like let's say you wear the uniform of a hoe, but you're not necessarily about that life, people are going to take you based off of your uniform. So, or how you carry yourself. Because I do know some women that dress sexy, but they carry themselves very classy. But if you dress in a uniform and you act very, very seductive, people are gonna think that anyway. You don't even have to do the work. You don't have to do nothing. Just dress in a uniform and carry yourself a certain way, and they'll definitely put the label on you quick, fast, and in a hurry.
I mean, a lot of women have had 31-year relationships, 6-month relationships. I mean, I just think it's ridiculous to actually worry about a woman's body count. But if she's somebody, again, like, put things in perspective. If she's somebody that's getting around town and everybody knows her, then use your own discretion. But if it's a woman that you actually like and she don't have a bad reputation, I don't know why it matters. It ain't what you do, it's how you do it.
But you know what, RG? Listen, if that makes, if everyone wearing jerseys, the women wear the jersey with her body count, and men wear the jerseys with their penis size, so we can see 3 and 2 and all of that, and 4.
Naima, what if they? Never mind, child. That's a horrible question. I want to ask. No, fuck it. I'm gonna go. If women had to walk around, never mind.
Oh my
It
god!
sounds horrible. But if she had to walk around with her vag size, it would be. Listen,
Oh my gosh!
we're going down the wrong road. The
Okay,
wrong
that's a whole rabbit
road.
hole there.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think we just need to be careful what we ask for and just deal with what you got in the moment. If that's something that you're interested in, you go ahead. A lot of people put a lot of emphasis on all these profiles and these numbers and logistics, but at the end of the day, none of this stuff really matters because the flyest nigga could get a bitch that's bad, and then a nigga that work at the post office, he'll pull up too and run down on the same bitch though. So, it's all about availability and opportunity, and I think the circumstances make up a lot for the times when you didn't just mold one and you didn't just meet her just 5 minutes ago and we're in the bathroom at the club all of a sudden. What I mean? It's a little bit different most of the time. But the one night stand is definitely out there. But in general, casual sex, for the most part, most of your partners, you didn't have a one night stand. So, the eyes is with you if you see her frequently and you just make her smile every time you see it. And one day she might say it, might hold you there for an extra 30 seconds to have a conversation. And next thing you know, you done ran down. It just happened like that.
Mm. Okay. Shout out to DMAC the trucker. He says 10 or more is a high body count. Thank you so much for that, DMAC. Um, put a 1 in the chat if you think that 10 is a high body count. 10 or more is a high body count. Put a 1 in the chat. Shout out to Smurgo. He says no hymen, no diamond. Okay. I d-
Definitely no diamonds. We might as well stop the whole diamond industry if that's the case, because the hymen been going since some of these hoes since middle school.
Yikes. Okay. Shout out to Celine. Thank you so much for the super chat. She says you can still be a virgin and have other issues about your character too. Celine, I think that is an excellent, excellent point. As it pertains to people in general, because you do have a lot of guys who can't get sex, and a lot of guys aren't really going to look at themselves and say, I have ABC issues and I need to fix on, ABC issues outside of money status, la, 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 la. But we've definitely seen guys who have had a lot of great qualities on paper, but weren't really worth a shit when you really got to know them.
Yeah, and I heard that too in other countries where women, like in where they garb up and stuff like that, or they, are um, have to be a virgin before marriage, that they may not do the vaginal thing, but they do everything else under the sun. Um, just so just they just want to make sure that their hymen's intact, but they used, other access doors or their other,
Child, not a trap door, honey.
Yeah. See, that kind of thing make me believe it might be something down there they don't want me to know about. If you're gonna do everything else, but I can't touch down there, then I don't want you to do anything else because I need to know what's down there. And I think y'all know what I'm talking about in 2022. So y'all be careful with that type.
I don't know. I've definitely heard that, especially in other communities outside the black community, that they will preserve themselves until marriage or preserve um, certain aspects until marriage, and that tends to be the regular, normal way.
No, I've listen. I've heard podcasts with other men from other countries complaining about their women who are supposed to be garbed up and holier than thou, and their
Mm.
religion. They are starting. They are complaining. Yes.
Wait a minute. Shout out to the Antisocial Liked podcast. She has a great point. She says dudes who care about body counts need to use prostitutes. They claim they complain about women being ran through, but want to be the guy running through the women at the same time. I think that is a great point because, a lot of guys will sit here and point the finger at other guys and talk about how much ass the other guy is getting. But guys generally want to be on an even playing field. I think that's a great point.
Yes. That's definitely a great point because even when it comes to as again, as I made a point to other men who were married, I would say maybe the Indian culture, right? They will have fun and have sex as many times as they want to, but when it's time to marry, they will go get the virgin. So the man body count, in a sense, well, men and women body count is different, but they will have whatever number for their body count, 50 in a sense. But then when it's time to marry, they will go and marry the virgin.
You
So
know,
she's, but he's, in a sense, he's not, but she is.
a lot of men out here they talk about this body count, but they'll actually excuse the body count the more they believe a woman is beautiful, so to speak, or depending on her social status. Because most of these women who are so called beautiful, their body counts are extremely high because they
Mm.
generally do not get into relationships long term because they have so much opportunity. So don't be confused by a woman who is very attractive in your opinion and think that she's exclusive because most of the time from my experience that woman is with the shit. And the women who a lot of these guys are looking at, high value women, they went to college, they did their career thing. Well, in college, I would like to ask the women who went to college and they have their careers going. Did you have a whole phase in college? Because if 10, somebody threw the number 10 out there, if the number 10 is high, people in co-ed dorms, you could run through 10 bodies in half a semester. And that's on a light
Wow.
note. That's a light note if you really get into it. If you out here going to the frat party, you're not, 9 times out of 10, she left with somebody from the frat party. And that's just
Wow.
how it goes down on college campuses. So everybody that's fronting, I saw a lot of high value women graduate from my college, from my university, and they went on to do great things in their communities. But I remember y'all. I remember y'all was at the football team party. I
Mm.
remember.
Shout out to Trinity Time Travels. Excuse me, let me say it right. The Trinity Time Travel Show. She says the onus is on the woman. Don't get scammed out of your cookie. Ooh. Cause girl, they'll try to scam you out your cookie, honey. They want it for free. They want it, just give it up. Give it up. Shout out to David Johnson. He says, "Hey, Sister George and Naima, here's a chat for the two of you. I'm sure Mr. $5,000 a day is good. RG, 5K a day?
I'm gonna take y'all on a tour one day. But anybody
Nah,
that's
nah, nah, nah. I
no,
don't want to go on no damn tours. I'm trying to
no,
figure out how
no,
I can get like 1,000 a day. I don't even need five.
right.
I just need one K a day.
I'm definitely going to interest everyone who's concerned and everyone who's got their eyebrow raised.
I
I'm
want parts
definitely
two.
interested in doing business with everybody since it's a hot topic now. So if anybody who wants to invest, when I open these books, it's going to be about some paper.
Okay, cause I just need one. You know what I'm saying? Just one. I don't need a lot.
I
You
can
know, I
get you
just
to,
try to make sure I get Colonel his money, child, so I
yeah,
can
we can
help pay
get you
them
to one
bills.
easy. I got a franchise opportunity for you.
Okay. Shout out to Appy Kingdom. What's up, Appy? He says, blessings, y'all, showing support. Thank you so much. RG, you had said something about a whole phase. And I'm just kind of sitting here thinking, like, what woman would actually keep it a buck about her whole phase if she's trying to deal with a man?
Most women have selective amnesia about their whole phase, and they just kind of
Not
suppress.
selective amnesia.
They just suppress that, and if you ask about it, they don't mention it anyway. I mean, I don't know why anybody would ask, but you should probably just kind of accept that human nature would dictate that a woman, just like a man, had sex when she wanted to because she was sexually active. And that's pretty much the extent of that. I don't know why people get so invested into somebody else's past, but if you know something about her past, then I can understand the concern. But to be investigating a woman's past and how many people she had sex with, you're just gonna find out exactly what you was looking for. Because every woman had a whole phase. You never had sex with more than 3 men in 1 year. I think that's a whole phase because if we working with the number 10, you got yourself real close in 1 year. So let's just put things in perspective.
Okay, I got a video that I do want to play to you guys. And this video is from Alpha Male Strategies. When we conclude, this video link will be in the description box. Shout out to Celine. She says, unless you go to a religious or rural community, it's unrealistic to find a woman completely unscathed and untouched somehow by the world. Celine, that is a very interesting point. It really is. And even when it comes down to like issues with feminism and feminists, I think that damn near every woman in America is going to be a feminist or have feminist ideologies in some way, shape, form, or fashion. So I think you are great. Thank you so much. Shout out to D. He says, men don't need to lie. Women don't require marriage before sex. We will get it eventually. D, do you have a problem with a woman making you wait, but going and giving it to a man that she's really, really attracted to right off? What are your thoughts about that? And I would love for you to come up when we open the panel. What do y'all think about that? That
Oh, I thought you was talking to the old boy.
Well,
Um,
with D is okay. D is saying men don't need to lie, and I think for some women, no, you don't need to lie. Women don't require marriage before sex, and I now that part I do agree with you on that. And then that's when women have to be accountable for that. I do agree with that. We will get it eventually. And yeah, there's D is definitely putting some truth out there in that, right? But what I say to that is, can you get those things from the woman who you want? Then that's when the question mark comes to play. Yeah.
Well, let's play this video. Like I said, this video is from Alpha Male Strategies. When should you lie to women? And I'm curious as to what he has to say. I think I've seen this video like a long time ago. I think when it came out, but I definitely thought it would be appropriate to view today. So let's play.
I'm not coaching my fucking self.
Uh-oh.
It's horrible.
Let's start from the beginning because Alpha Male Strategy is crazy.
What's up, fellas? So, guys are finding my channel now, and well, even some of the old guys been on my channel. I've been telling guys don't lie to women, and guys like, man, you used to say lie to women and stuff like that. So what I want to do is I want to make this video to clarify exactly what should you lie about, because you should lie about some things, but you
Now, are you listening to this, or RG?
Yeah, I can't wait to hear the list. He got me interested. My antennas are up because I like to know how it ended. After he tells us what we should lie about, I want to know the end of the story, how she responded to when she found out about your lying ass.
Okay, let's see.
should never lie to a woman. Tell her she's your girlfriend, thinking that that's the way you get that. That is horrible. Never lie and tell a girl, yeah, you're my girlfriend and you dating other women. Don't lie about no bullshit. You don't want to lie about money and shit like that. Oh, I got this type of job, bullshit like that. You never want to lie for no bullshit like that. But it is some things you won't lie about. But before I mention those, let me explain something to you guys so y'all guys get this understood.
Now, he was very specific on what you should not lie about. And he said you should not lie about telling a woman she's your girlfriend when she's not your girlfriend. And there's also a point to where you should not lie about money. You shouldn't tell her you got a Benz when you got a Ford Taurus. Don't lie about that. Don't lie about your finances, period. But I'm curious as to what he's gonna say that you should lie about. Any predictions?
You know what? You should not lie about there even being a possibility of us having any kind of monogamous relationship. Don't lie about that at all, because she is going to want to be your girlfriend if she lets you have sex with her multiple times. Every woman does that. I don't know what other guys' experience is, but every woman who decides to have sex with you multiple times, trust me, you are her boyfriend, whether you like it or not. She's going to start acting like your girlfriend. If she doesn't, then cool. But as soon as she want to know why you didn't call her back or text her back the first time, that's the indicator.
Okay, let's see where he takes us.
I'm not coaching my fucking self. I don't make these videos for my fucking self. I make these videos for the true force loneliness guys, the incel guys, and the guys who just want to bang more chicks in general. I'm not making these fucking videos for myself. I think a lot of dating coaches, they think just because they've been successful with women all their lives, that every guy should just have it just like how they have it.
RG, I think he was talking to you. Naima, what you think?
I could, yeah. Let me respond to that, because this is what I try to tell guys all the time: is you are not going to get every woman you like, and the sooner you accept that, no matter how attractive you are, no matter how many women even throw themselves at you, you are not going to have every one that you like, because a lot of the ones who are attracted to you, they still want you to spend some money on them, and they still have expectations of you. So you're not going to have everyone unless you're just going to accept everyone as they come. And that's going to be even more problematic than having just one or two. Because when you got 5 or 6 baddies around and all of them want you to fly them out and do this and that, well, if you told them you're going to do it, you're going to have to do it. So,
No, they ain't. They gonna say they mama got sick.
Look, I ain't trying to hear all that. I ain't trying to hear all that at all. It's really problematic, a lot of women. But I mean, let's hear what the brother got to say.
And that's just a stupid way. It's all, like they think they coaching themselves. All right, they don't understand that it's 30-year-old men out there that are virgins. All right, and they don't know why. AMS, I look good. I'm in shape. I got a good job. All right, it's some of those guys that did some of those shooting, those mass shootings, like Elliot Rodger and I can't think of the other guy name. They were not overweight guys. They had a little success. They had the Elliot Rodger guy. He had a nice car and every goddamn thing. Slim dude. Same for the other guy up there in Minnesota, I think it was, who did that shooting at the gym. They were not bad looking guys.
I think he is definitely bringing up good points. I'm going to stop the video periodically because I do want us to be able to react to this video, and I don't want them to just flag us down. Okay? So, hold on.
They were in shape. They had their shit together. as far as you could see, right? But for the life of them, they couldn't figure out why they couldn't attract women. All right, and so I'm not coaching my fucking self. I'm coaching the shit that I talk about is for guys that just don't have a general understanding of women. And what a lot of guys think that they understand about women is this. I want to show her that I'm totally available for her. That if she come in my life, there's nothing she's gonna be the shining star. A lot of guys have this perception of women.
Do you guys think that thought process is changing with most men?
I think so. I believe that there's some men who do have that perception because it's something that men is looking to get from women, right? So they approaching women and they want something from us in a sense. So then it kind of have this thing to, well, now I'm looking up to you because I want something from you, as opposed to just being the man and standing in his and who he is as a man, and then the woman is will kind of latch on to that to say, oh, okay, well, I find something interesting about you. So
Mm,
yeah.
okay. Let's. What about you, RG?
What is this? Is this spam in the chat?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of guys they go wrong by kind of coming in to a situation trying to make themselves something other than what they actually are, and they don't realize that they don't have to do that unless they actually do want the problems that are going to come. I'm sure after this video, I mean, he's going to tell us about the women that actually don't like him anymore after the bad experience with the lion. So
Okay.
I think that these women want whatever it is you tell them you're going to give them. So if you're going to lie or tell the truth, just keep that in mind.
Okay.
And they think that if I tell a woman that I'm dating no other woman, that I have so much free time on my hand, she'll love me because she'll know that I have all the time in the world to dedicate to her. See, guys in general think that that's what women want to hear. And some women think that that's what they want to hear. But when you give it to them and you are that available, they lose attraction. All right, guys? And so that's where you have to come in and lie. Flat out lie. All right, women do not know what they're attracted to. So some things you're gonna have to lie. So like if a woman asks you, when was your last relationship? All right, these are typical questions that you're gonna hear on a first date from a woman. At least these are some that I hear. Not every woman, but 80% of women. These are some of the questions that I hear. When was your last relationship? Let's say you a 28-year-old virgin.
Oh. That's an interesting point. He's saying that it different like relationships. Like if you haven't had a relationship, I'm curious to see what else is gonna be. Let me read the super chat. Shout out to David Johnson again. He says the old saying is, "Nice guys finish last, as they usually do. So do nice guys lie?" And they say women love bad boys, as they usually do. Or do they lie? I'll wait. Checkmate.
That's a good point. Are bad boys the only one leading when it comes to relationships, right? Yeah, because I don't know. It's like it's something interesting about that bad boy, right? What is truly interesting about that bad boy? Is it him being a bad boy or him just having the air of not giving a F, right? Maybe it's that sort of
I think it's because the woman is not his number one agenda. If a man is always available, and I have to absolutely positively agree with AMS on this, if a man is always available, you can always get his attention. He's at your beck and call. Most women lose attraction over time to that because it's he's always there. He's always going to do what you say. He doesn't disagree with you. He props you up. He's supportive. It's kind of like having a homegirl with a penis.
See,
Stuff.
yeah, a lot. These guys got this confused. See, I don't lie to the women, so when I get her, I got her. See, she ain't going nowhere because she here for what she came for. A lot of these other guys, they think they got her, but they don't really got her. See, she don't even really like you. So you done had to lie and make up this fake profile, and you might as well just walk around as an avatar. Because all you doing is lying and putting on this false perception of what you actually have accomplished or what it is that you standing on. And obviously you standing on quicksand. Ain't nothing about you sturdy if you gotta lie. She gonna realize that in a matter of weeks. A matter of weeks, especially if you got multiple women that you lying to. Because you got to keep up with all these lies and you're gonna have to show and prove. If you don't show everything you told her, then how good is the lie? What's the lie worth? And what is it
Mm.
that you're trying to get accomplished with the woman if you got to lie to her?
They want
That's,
some ass.
yeah. So what you lying for? Because if she want some dick, then you ain't got to
Yeah,
lie to her.
but you know
She
what?
wouldn't be here if she ain't want to be here.
It seems like it would be hard from you to see it from a perspective because you haven't been through certain things like that before, right?
Well, I've had women. See, that's what I'm trying to say. See, I've had plenty of women reject me. Plenty.
In
I've
the
had I've
same
had plenty.
okay, let me ask you a question. Because if you had a woman, let's just say in January, most women you approached in January rejected you. But most of the women that you approached in February didn't reject you. But then let's just say somebody goes through that part they go through the rejection all the time versus some of the time.
Well, I would say, where are you attempting to gain the interest of certain women? What's the social setting? Are you just walking up to random women? Because if that's what you're doing, then you might want to pick up the frequency. If that's your strategy, if you really are walking up to random women out in public that you never met before, then the odds are not with you. No matter how attractive you are, you don't know what this woman got going on. She might think you fine. She might want to take you right in the back seat of the car right now, but she got a whole family at home, so she ain't doing that. Or she a smut and she just came from smutting and she ain't even thinking about that right now. You should have met her an hour later. You never know what this woman got going on. So rejection to me is like, why even why even be so concerned about rejection? You're going to be rejected in life in general if you're trying to do something. So I would say, what's the frequency of the attempts that you're making? But if you're in close quarters with a woman and she knows who you are and she know what you're about, you got way better chances. Go at her. If she's smiling too much or she walking past your cubicle and she just keep putting her hand on the side of your shoulder, you know she keep filling you up every day, and you know she doing it. Go at her.
But that's
And
not happening to a lot of guys. That's what we're
it
saying.
no, I mean, these guys are generally
They
have that
lying.
talk about is the anxiety, the approach anxiety. They are not making an attempt, and they always say that that same guy is not even trying to talk to women because he's afraid of rejection. And I'm just here to
Mm.
tell you, you are going to be rejected by women. You're going if I used to go business to business promoting my business to other businesses, my printing and branding services. And out of maybe 20 of those businesses, I would get maybe one lead because all of them generally have a provider. But I can beat their price, or I offer this, or I offer that. They get a chance to see what I'm about, but they still, even if I got a better price and better service, they might just be content with what they already have, the service they already have. It's just That's just how life is, man. You can't be afraid of rejection and no aspect of life, or it's going to destroy you. You're going to block all your blessings. You could probably have 10 of the 100 beautiful women you tried to talk to, because maybe a couple of them turned around, looked in your eyes, saw you were sincere, and actually laughed at something you said, smiled, and next thing you know, you might see her again. You might not get her today, but the next time you might get her because she know what type time you on. If she stopped the next time and she know you made that attempt the last time and she's still smiling, I'll just wait for her to walk on by again. I don't even know why y'all be so stressed about a bitch telling you she not interested
I
today.
don't think, I don't know, but this is the thing that I don't know. I don't know. Because if you have a guy that is used to approaching and they've approached and approached and approached and they keep getting shot down, what would your advice to just be just to keep approaching? Would that be your advice?
My advice really, if you want your odds to be better, is to really just, if you throw your hat in when you see something you like walking down the street. It is what it is. You might get it, you might not. I mean, I don't have statistics on that because it's different for everybody. It's going to be different day to day. You never know.
But you
Shoot
know
your
what?
shot. But if
Con-
you know a woman and she know you, and I mean, you got a really good chance. You got a really good chance with her. I don't think that the odds are against you if the woman actually knows who you are. If you about something. If you ain't shit, then you probably ain't, that's a bad thing. Then you need to lie like David.
So I think you made a good point, RG, because I think confidence comes from doing, right? When you're doing something, right? It is just something about a person who is doing. But when you're not doing anything, right, you kind of lack confidence. And then that's when you have to, in a sense, lie to women because you're not confident about anything that you have going on for yourself.
Mm.
True.
Shut. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing with that. She said that perfectly.
Okay. Shout out to the wacky world of TV of OTV. He says females are attracted to the bad boy because they're socially engineered to find them attractive. Wacky, I think you have a great point. We don't really talk a lot about that, but that is actually pretty big because we are socially engineered. But I also think it's the same way with men because I know a lot of average women or below average women that get overlooked and they have really really wonderful personalities. Shout out to ARC. He says AMS stole my shit. He said I say in 1999 and his 2006 ebook version of Mode 1 that there is one little white lie I condone is related to if a man is a virgin or has gone a long time without pussy. Thank you so much for that, ARC. We really appreciate it. I'm gonna continue playing the video.
Which I get these all the time. Or maybe you don't have to be a flat out virgin. Let's just say you 28 years old and you've been with two women your whole fucking life. All right? But let's say you're an incel guy and you're a 28-year-old virgin. Do you think that you're going to turn a woman on by saying, I ain't never had a relationship? Ever? What woman in her right mind would that turn on? Ever in your life? You're 28 years old. Fuck, you could be 22. You ain't never ain't no woman ever tried to make you her boyfriend? That right there, you just told me all I need to know about you. You're weird as fuck. When y'all guys a woman asks you a question like that, she's essentially asking, who are your previous employers? Why do y'all think jobs ask you who your previous employers? They ain't got anything else better to do, just ask you who your previous employers is? They ask you your previous employers because that tell us that somebody else hired your ass. Now I just want to know how long you worked there. If you worked at this job 2 months, and then you worked at that job 3 months, then you worked at this job 1 month, what the hell does that tell you about somebody? They tell you they can't keep no fucking job. But on the other hand, if you got a resume, I was at this job for 5 years, and I was at this job for 10 years. Oh, employers start saying, okay, all right, this person here can hold a steady fucking job.
All right. I'm gonna read the super chat and I want to know you guys' thoughts on that. Shout out to Clarence Jr. He says red pill men don't approach women because red pill teaches you that women don't value men. I've had guys give me a whole thesis on why you shouldn't approach. Clarence Jr., I'm gonna leave this up because I definitely want to discuss that. Um, which one of y'all want to cover first, honey? Because
No, Clarence Jr. Clarence made a good point. Yes, they think that women don't value men, and that's just not the case. It's just remember, like each individual, if you're not a person to be valued, you won't be valued, man nor woman. I'm sorry, that's just how it goes. But no, women, no, we want to value men. It's just the fact that. Go ahead, Danny. 'Cause,
I think that Clarence has a great point. And this is the stuff that we have to really get down into. When you have a campaign telling you not to approach women, women are telling you that I dress sexy for me. I'm not dressing sexy because I want you to look at me. I'm doing this for me. Get out of my face. I don't want to hear your cat calling. Don't approach me. And when I'm walking around in the grocery store, you don't know what I'm going through that day. Don't approach me at my job. I'm here to do my job. And you're hearing that from a lot of women. And that behavior, I'm not even going to say that's a behavior, but that mentality it's progressing even more. And so if a man is approaching you and he has to worry about a woman having a nasty attitude, her looking at him a certain way, her reacting a certain way, men don't like a certain type of rejection. I think most men can deal with rejection to a certain degree. But if a guy approaches us and let's say we don't like what he has on and he approaches us and we sitting there with our nose turned up like, oh, you got on a Michael Kors belt, that's not Gucci. Or we looking at his shoes all crazy, he may not have a right haircut. And we women tend to be really, really, a lot of us can be really nasty when it's something that we don't want.
Yeah, I say count your blessings, because if you approach a woman and she acts that way at your first initial encounter, then that's not the one you want to see ever again. She missed her shot because you was coming and being nice. You was showing all your pearly white teeth, and you came saying pleasant comments about her appearance and how she was dressed nice today, and she want to be just arrogant and disrespectful. Well, now you know. So that should be a good thing. I mean, that's the best kind of rejection. I don't have to ever talk to her again. So you should be happy with that type of rejection, because you know that that's not the woman that you want. Definitely not in any type of long-term relationship, if that's her response to you. So you should be happy about that. That's just my approach.
Okay. Naima, what about you?
I mean, you can't. Well, if you want to look broke and be broke, those two don't mix, right? But I'd rather someone just, to me, look just regular and plain to me. As I say before, you don't have to have all these labels. It's not necessary, but you definitely have to be presentable, right? You have to be clean and neatly pressed, and it's not going to cost you an arm and a leg. Trust me, even though I have expensive things, I'm a bargain shopper too. So no one can tell me that there's no excuse to not look presentable. So you can look presentable on a low budget, and so it's not about that. But I mean, I just feel as though that in our community, yes, we lean more toward the good. If you're a guy, Gucci belt, Jordans. If you're a woman, you got to have the Gucci bag and the Chanel and the $400 weave, and all these different kind of things. Like we get too much caught up into those things, and that has nothing to do with nothing, and it never will.
Yeah, I mean, women like what they like when they see it. You might like a man who's dressed really nice, but you might also like a man who looks like, he has a little dirt under his nails. He might have had some work to do today. You might like a CEO, and you might also like a trash truck operator. I mean, it's all about the man when he step in the room, and is he commanding your attention? And like you said, is he about something? Maybe his reputation may precede him. This is a hardworking man. Oh, that's that's the guy that lives in the neighborhood. Everybody respects him. You might not be the most attractive man, but what are you about? What are you standing on? What's your story? Don't worry about the ones that you just shot your shot at the stoplight. I mean, that's a 50-50. So you might as well shoot your shot. But it's so much more to the game. I don't know why y'all focus so much on just approaching random women. That's not generally going to get you the bitch.
Okay. Um, Shout out to the man mindset. Steve the Dean is in the building. I'm curious as to what Steve would have to say about these things. But shout out to Eugene Steele. He says, if a woman do not want to hear about a man being in a relationship, then how in the hell can a man be in his first relationship? That is a question I would like to ask AMS. um Yeah, I think AMS does have a point to what he said as it regards to attraction. If a woman is looking at you and y'all are talking, and then you tell her you've never had a relationship, or you've never been with a woman, or you're a virgin at a certain age, we'll think that there's something socially wrong with you. Am I wrong, y'all? What do y'all think about that?
Yeah, that's pretty much why I don't ever want to meet a virgin. I mean, what would you do with the virgin? Any woman who's a virgin, who's an adult, anywhere close to 30. I mean, I would think there has to be some underlying mental, emotional imbalances there. I mean, I would want to talk to her last. I mean, anybody that knows her, I would actually want to talk to them about her background, because you got to be crazy. You never had sex with anybody. To
Are
me,
people
that's strange.
asking? But are people asking, are you in a relationship? Most people just want to know that you're not in one currently, right?
True,
That's
but
all.
then when you talk about your past and your history or certain aspects of it, because I don't think you should tell anybody about everything that you've gone through in previous relationships. But um if if you guys are dating and getting to know each other, then okay, well, what happened in your past relationship? And if a guy is over 30, or 29, 30 years old, and he tells you that he's still a virgin, you'll probably sit there and be like, oh shit. And I don't I'll keep it a buck. I think some of the attraction for that person may go down, because you'll look at it as inexperience, but it really does depend on how the guy carries himself. If he's one of those strict Christians, well, I'm waiting until I get married before, I give it up, or before I do anything, and he does have some standards about himself that he can back up, that may be, something different. But if a guy just normally tells you, well, no, I've never had sex before, I really don't, I haven't been able to do it, and he's in his approaching 30, you're going to look at that guy like he is crazy, or like there's something socially wrong with him.
That's funny you brought that up, because I have one experience that really stands out in my life where I know a guy. Uh, well, it was really public, so I could say it. Curtis Martin, if everybody remember Curtis Martin, that played for the Jets, football player, really good football player, right? Well, he graduated from University of Pittsburgh the year before I got there, and I played football at Pitt, and he was dating Tony Braxton, if y'all remember this, and he would not have sex with her, and it was like world news. Wendy Williams, everybody was talking about this, right? And he never had sex. And I'm talking about he's a all American football player, drafted into the NFL in the first round. Everybody know and love him. And he never had sex, not only with her, but he would not have sex. And they were in a whole relationship for years. And she actually left him because he refused to have sex. So I never understood why he wouldn't do it. Honestly, I think it was a religious thing, but he never had sex with Tony Braxton, and they broke up after years of being in a relationship. Strange thing.
How old was he?
Well, by the time, I mean, he had been in the league he had to be about 26 by the time they broke up. but they were together from the time he left University of Pittsburgh. So that was they were probably together a couple about 3 years or so. So yeah, he was about 26 or maybe 20, yeah, about that. And he was not trying to have sex at all, and had Tony Braxton all to himself.
Tony
Oh,
said she wanted to let it flow.
Yeah, y'all look that up.
Okay. Shout out to Smurgo. He says, "What advice would you give a 38-year-old kissless, hugless, handholdless virgin? Also, what do women value about men outside of what he can do for her?" For me, it's intelligence, a sense of humor, fun to be around. Is he laid back? Is he dramatic? Is he a leader? Yeah, those are some of the things that I would value about a man that if he wasn't doing anything for me, those would be the qualities that I would seek out. But what about you, Naima?
but you know what? Smargo is posing a good question because he's asking what value about men outside of what he can do for her. You know, what a woman expect in a lot in this day and age where a woman is making her own money, right? She's has her own home, car, and things of that nature, right? So you will ask like, okay, well, what can a man provide for me? And then that's the kind of air that these women are presenting to the men. Like, okay, I have these things going on for myself. So what good are you? Right? But we don't want to treat people in a sense in that way. As the same thing with men. We don't the air of, oh well, what good are you as a woman? Because we go with that ping pong back and forth to each other. So if you don't see the value in the opposite of sex, then you're just not going to see the value, right? Those that do will, those that don't won't, and that's what I say to that.
I think that's a good point, Naima. I think that's a
Yeah,
really good point.
I mean, if somebody is kissless, hugless, handholdless, and a virgin, I say just get a puppy. I mean, what are we doing outside of having conversation? Or, I mean, what are we actually doing that I can't do by myself? I just think that's unattractive. That's not something that's going to have someone eager to get involved into a relationship with you. So it's just certain personalities that are just going to be socially awkward, and it's generally not going to be. It's not going to make you attractive. So I'm not going to make somebody believe that they can lack all of these types of skills or even the willingness to be intimate with somebody. That's going to make you really lonely. All right. Nobody's going to want to be with you.
All right, let's continue.
So when a woman asks you these questions on a relationship, she's trying to find out if you're fucking Looney Tunes. Because if you ain't never had no fucking relationship in your fucking life, you telling me everything I need to know about you. Alright guys, now I'm not talking about if you 17 or 16, but if you 28, 30 years old and you ain't never had a fucking relationship, something is wrong with you. As in the woman's mind. Alright, as in far as other women didn't find you that attractive. Something is wrong with your personality. Alright, and so this goes to pre-selection, guys. So in this situation, your ass better fucking lie. What I found to be a good answer is 2-3 years, something like that. It's not too soon to where you thinking me and my ex might get back together, but I don't want to tell you I ain't never had no fucking relationship. Some dating coaches seem to forget that it's guys out there like that. They just think like, oh, I've been with 300 women in my life, so what's wrong with you? Everybody ain't like you, motherfucker. All right, guys. So in that situation, you goddamn right. You better fucking lie. Let's.
Let me ask you a question, RG. Do you think that AMS is correct in his assessment of that, saying that women will look at you like you're crazy and disgusting, or look at you like you're a pariah if you haven't had anybody? What do you think about that?
For me, all right, there's two different answers. For me, I would just not lie. Let's get that on the table. But let me kind of get into the psyche of what he's trying to get accomplished. Is he trying to interest this woman in possibly being in some type of long term relationship with him, or is he simply trying to have casual sex with this woman? Because that makes the approach and the strategy, it should be totally different. I don't have any reason to lie to a woman who I'm just trying to have casual sex with. I just really have to be really clear on that. There's no reason. No woman who's actually interested in that is going to have sex with you for any other reason. All these other intangibles that you're talking about. How long of a relationship have you been in? How long ago were you in that relationship? Well, if she's asking all those questions, generally she's trying to figure out if she can lock you down. So tell her something that would make her not want to lock you down if that's not what you want, because she already making a move. So lying to her is actually opening the door for her to continue prying into your life, finding out information so that she can figure out how she fit in your life when you don't even really want her. But if you do want her, if you go tell her this lie, I don't see how it really benefits you. If you just got out of a relationship yesterday, I don't know how you know if you want to be with this woman that you just met 5 minutes ago. I mean, who is this woman? Like, why do you want her to believe one thing or the other? I'm not really clear on what he's trying to get out of this woman. But if you want a long term relationship, why would you lie? If she gonna be your girlfriend today or tomorrow, this gonna be your new side piece or anything. If you start
Wait
off
a minute,
lying,
but my question is
how's she gonna
this
respect
but
you?
this is the thing. If you know that women like men who have women, women like that. Women are attracted to men who have women. Women are attracted to pre-selected guys. We are. If we know that that's the case, and the regular schmegular guy is approaching, and he tells a woman that he has never had sex and he's 30 years old, that's probably going to make the woman like, oh, this guy's a creep, this guy's a weirdo, this guy is weird. And it's almost like, oh hell no, what the hell he got going on, that he has never had sex and he is this old, and that starts to bring about more questions. You
Yeah,
don't.
I mean, if he's never had sex, then he might not even want to tell her that if he wants to have sex with her. Women do not want to have sex with a man, not casual sex, with a man who's never had sex and he's almost 30, like this guy's talking about. That makes absolutely no sense. You should just, yeah, lie about that. All right, I can agree with that. She ain't gonna want it. I mean, some women might get off on just the thought of it, but 9 times out of 10, somebody that doesn't have experience, I mean, do you really think he gonna bomb it out? So nobody's looking for a virgin to have casual sex with. I mean, if it happens, it
But
happens.
what if it was a long-term relationship? So you're saying that if it's a long-term relationship, he should be totally honest if he's seeking her out for that.
I don't really, all this kind of stuff really never comes up. So it kind of, that's the real interesting part. Like, why are we even talking about this with this woman that I'm trying to smash? I don't know how we even got into, oh, how many girlfriends have you had? Or how long ago? What? She
I'm
gonna be
saying,
focused
but
on me.
we got you on that. And that makes more sense. But if the guy is seeking out the woman for a long-term relationship, and he tells her, they work together, he tries to flirt with her. At first he's decent looking, he may not be the most attractive, but he's, a normal looking guy. And he tells her that he has never had sex. You don't think her reaction would be to damn near reject him? Like, is something wrong with him? You don't think that would be her reaction, or most women's reaction?
Yeah, I think anybody would think you're a whole weirdo if you've never had sex and and you're almost 30. They would want to know, or then they would ask you, well, why not? And you would say, well, religious reasons or this or that. And it would just be okay. But everybody would think that's strange. So, yeah, but I don't know why that's coming up, really, why you're talking about that. But if you want to make her your girlfriend, I still don't say to lie to her about anything because she going to find out. You're going to get in there and not even know what you're doing down there. She going to I mean, either way, if she know or not, it probably be in your best interest that she knows now that I'm thinking about it, because she gonna be trying to figure out why you don't know what the hell you doing. So at least you got an excuse.
And you know what, too? And it makes a difference if it's like, as you stated, casual sex, right? So as opposed to like short term, right? Casual sex as opposed to the long term casual sex thing too. So that plays a part as well, right? When it's short term, you may operate in one way. When it's long term, you may operate in another way. So all those things come to play as well, right? I guess as far as the, you know,
Well,
how
see,
far a person will lie.
Hmm.
when you already have a woman's interest, see, a woman who's asking you these kind of questions, it's up to you to do with this situation what you want to do with it. Because she wouldn't be asking you all these questions if she wasn't already looking at you as somebody who she might want to get with. Because women who just want to smash today, they not asking you about your last girlfriend. So you already got this woman pretty much in the grasp. So you don't have to lie to her. If you had a girlfriend last week, she gonna be figuring out how she can be, sharpen up her tools to make sure that you ain't looking back. Because a woman who's interested in you, she gonna do whatever it is she got to do to secure her position. So all this lying is like, you're making things more difficult on yourself in the long run.
I think it's interesting because I think you're talking about a subset of men who wouldn't have to generally lie in the first place.
No,
But
no, no. I'm talking about whoever you are. I don't care if you look like Sasquatch. I don't care who you look like. This woman is asking you questions about your last woman and y'all already dating. That's who I'm talking about. The same scenario that he's talking about. If she's already here, she likes me for whatever reason. She like me, I'm ugly or whatever, but she likes me. She's sitting here trying to figure out if any other women is around about to climb in my back window if she come over. Because she on her way over. She wouldn't care about none of this. She wouldn't even be there to talk to. So you already got her. So why lie? What you gaining from that? She's here. So yeah,
okay.
I'll never understand that.
Okay, let me continue playing.
Say you got a date with a girl Saturday night. Friday night. She hits you up Friday morning. Hey, something came up. Can we reschedule to Saturday? Hell no. So let me get this straight. You was free Friday night, Saturday night. I guess you free Sunday too, you fucking loser. Alright, guys? So if a girl was to try to hit you up Friday morning and be like, hey, can we reschedule to Saturday? Oh, no, I got a birthday party to go to. You better lie. Or she gonna start losing attraction faster than a motherfucker. I'm gonna tell you something, guys. I can lose attraction like that. If I'm dating a woman and let's say we got a date Saturday night, and let's say something comes up. Let's just say for whatever reason, my throat sore or whatever, and I hit her up Saturday morning like, hey, can we reschedule to Sunday? Oh yeah, okay, fine. You want to do Sunday? Like what? Like, do you have any fucking thing going on in your life? Like, am I the only show in town? Like, do you even have friends? Do anybody else even like your fucking ass? Now, I'm not talking about a girlfriend, guys. All right, I'm not talking about a girlfriend. I'm talking about dating. Yeah, if you got a girlfriend instead of girlfriend, then yeah, that's different. I'm talking about you dating. This y'all fucking first, second, third fucking date. I ain't talking about you talking about a girl you been with for fucking, you been dating her for 5 fucking years. That shit don't count. I'm talking about you dating in the beginning stages. You better not make yourself that fucking available, guys. You
Now, in this aspect, I get it, but it comes down to if a woman is continuously playing games like that, then I would suggest that you dismiss her. Like if you call her this Friday and she asks if y'all could reschedule, one time is not going to harm anybody. But if she tried to hit you up with that same BS the second time, then it just shows that she isn't really that into you.
Me personally, I wouldn't lie about something like this. I would make good on any encounter that I set up with her, because that's obviously what I wanted to do. Unless something came up, then it came up. So I wouldn't, I would genuinely just reschedule if that was the case. But if she's like I also like he said something else about like don't make yourself so available, like intentionally make yourself unavailable. And me personally, I just don't like talking to women every day. If it's a casual sex thing and she texts me, I just don't want to talk to you, so I'm not going to respond. So that's not a lie, but I can see where you're coming from. You definitely see where it does lead to if a woman, because that's one thing I wanted to touch on. Like this guy, I think he's having these issues because a lot of guys when they first meet a woman and they do get the number and she really a baddie, they'll be texting her all day, all day, all day, because they just can't believe that the one that they really did like is texting him all day. Oh, she texting me, so I'm responding. We talking, talking, talking for 3 days. You got a book full of text messages. You done put in all this time, and now after she let you smash, even though it's 3 days later, she damn near in love with you, and now you don't want to text her every day no more, and she gonna want to be texted. She gonna wonder why you don't have time to text no more. Something that simple. So I think you should just not start out like that with a woman, and you won't have to go through all this. She won't be asking you all these extra questions about your ex-girlfriend because you ain't never talked about that with her or ever
I
gave her a
think
reason to bring it.
what? You don't think women are going to be curious about your past at all?
Not within the first week or so. And we done generally a woman that likes you, y'all had sex already in the first week or 2 weeks tops. I mean, I know women don't like to admit that, but most of the time you have sex with somebody that you're sexually attracted to and you know it's going to be casual sex within the first 3 days, and that's usually in your first encounter after meeting, up to 2 weeks tops, and everybody knows that. Let's stop playing.
Not everybody. Child.
Let's stop playing.
Shout out to Smurgo. He says it's a shame society has no sympathy for permanent male virgins. Some guys are completely incapable of hooking up with women no matter what they try. You know what? Because you guys are kind of chopping at the bits, we're gonna go ahead and drop the link right now. Usually we'll drop it like an hour into the show, but we kind of ran over today. This is an interesting conversation, so I'm
But
gonna
you
drop
know
the
what?
link right now.
The
Go ahead,
most
Naima.
annoying thing to do is if you're texting someone just back to back to back. For a man or a woman, if you're busy and you got things going, that is the most annoying thing. And this
That's
goes for both sides.
yeah.
Yeah.
Annoying. That's good advice.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we already got somebody in, and we got the active activists. The active activists, and we got ARC up in this thing. Active activists, what are your thoughts on the show? And should women lie to men? Excuse me, should men lie to women?
Um, so coming in, what's going on, y'all? Great show. Coming in, just reading the title, I'm thinking like specifically to lie, like lying, like malicious lies, or just telling women certain things just to have sex. But now that I see we're talking about I guess recently in the last few minutes we've been talking about men who have these kind of issues, or these permanent virgins, or even possibly incels or whatever. But like in the aspect of what AMS is saying, as far as not disqualifying yourself with a woman if you need to lie to try to get out of that status, I'm not against that. Like what he said, if you think as a man that you telling a woman you haven't been in a relationship or you've never had sex or whatever is going to stop you from dealing with a woman, then at the very least you got to figure out how to do something. You got to get what you want. I mean, like he was saying, shit, if a man says what he has to say to get with a woman, have sex, etc., and she finds out maybe he wants a relationship with this woman, and then she's like, you lied, nigga. You ain't never had sex. I could tell, or you just really bad at sex. And they get into it after that, or they have a conversation about that. It's like at the very least, that's one less, thing against him now. Like, okay, well, he ain't a virgin no more. I have had sex. If you don't want to stay with me, then okay, fuck it. He on to the next. But like, I want to say to RG, do you? I don't know if I remember this correctly, but do you consider yourself a Sigma male or alpha male, or what do you consider yourself?
No, that nigga's a foxtrot. He's
Wait a
not
minute.
beta.
Wait.
He's a foxtrot.
Apex.
No, no.
Apex. We ain't coming up here with this bullshit today. We gonna have a civil conversation about the topic. If y'all got this personal shit, y'all gonna take care of this shit somewhere else, okay?
Tracking.
No,
I'm
no,
tracking.
no. Apex, my
Okay.
cheerleader. Let him go ahead. You want
Your
to take this,
cheerleader, huh?
Apex? I'm
Okay.
sure you have the answer. You the
Yeah.
king.
No, but actually, ARC was up here first, and
Oh,
y'all gonna
okay,
put some
yeah.
goddamn respect on ARC.
Yeah, that's what I say.
Nigga, I'm the
about to be
king of
done.
this shit.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
just
the
asking.
king.
all right, let's be
I'm,
respectful, man. Be
I'm just
respectful.
asking
ARC on
RG.
deck. Let's be
Yeah, RG.
respectful.
No, it's
No, let
active
ARC go.
activist where you finish with your thought
Okay.
process.
Oh, yeah, he did
No.
have a
I'm
question.
asking RG because I just want to have a little back and forth with RG real quick. So that's why it's important that I know. Because the reason I'm asking you this, RG, is because I listen to a lot of stuff that you say about men dealing with women in relationships, and I feel you. I know men like you. I understand where you coming from.
Nigga,
But I guess
pause.
what I want you to understand is like most men out here don't have your mindset. They ain't moving like you in these streets. They don't look at situations like you look at situations. And I think the way that you can only answer honestly and truthfully. I believe what you're saying, but it's like, do you understand? Most men ain't rocking how you rock.
I do understand, and I'm just trying to really ensure people that once you come to grips with the fact that you are not going to have every woman that you like, you can rest well and you can accept rejection the same way I can accept rejection. I think that's the part that's being lost in translation. I cannot have every woman that I want today. I believe I can get at any one of them, maybe if the circumstances is right, but I don't
What
have to
about
have
Jessica X? Can you get Jessica X?
I don't know what Jessica X look like. I'm not
That's
attracted
a
to
no.
a picture.
That's a no.
So this is ignorance. We might have to drop you down, Apex, unless you come back up when all the grown men get done talking. Be respectful.
But
I have respect for you, brother. Don't do that. All right.
and see, I guess that's my point, RG. It's like even that I understand exactly what you're saying, but it's like even then, like I feel like you're talking you're an optimist with this shit. Like men ain't ever gonna get to the point where men stop trying to go after the women that they want.
I know.
And
No, I don't.
Active activists. With
I
all due
wouldn't
respect,
suggest
can we
that.
move this along so we can get to ARC so I can get
Wait
it?
a
hey,
minute.
yeah,
Wait a
But
minute. Wait a
he
minute.
was talking.
Hold up. First of all, y'all don't run shit up here. Let's stop. Chill out. Let people talk and get their thought processes out, and then we can get on to the next person. Let's chill.
Please. All right, go
but
ahead. Active
no,
activist.
RG answer my question. We go ahead.
Yeah, I
Okay.
mean, it's about self-confidence is one thing, but I believe that people need to really come to grips with rejection just being a part of life, and you'll have a different approach and a different mindset whenever you approach anything in life. So I don't think I'm going to have every woman. I don't think I can do this any better than any other man up here. But I do accept that when a woman rejects me, is not because I'm a bad person. It's just a set of circumstances that didn't make for the opportunity. It just wasn't a opportune moment. So I just look at it that way, man. I only
All
like
right.
the women who like me.
Right.
I
True
like
that.
I
That's
True
like
that.
I like the women who like me. Just live by that. Live by that.
okay. Those are some good points, guys. Let's move on to our Island Roger Curry in the building. What you got to add to this?
Mode one.
Yeah, it's funny, Naima, you got a good memory because I had a grudge against this channel.
Oh man, ARC.
Well, you brought
Damn,
it
what
up
we
in the
do?
show. I came up here, I forget what the topic was. Oh, I know. It was when Platinum Elite was on here and he was saying men shouldn't tell a woman I love you. And I came up to give him some pushback. And normally, I'm gonna just be real. Normally, when I get on people's panels, they say, "Oh, we got the highly esteemed ARC. Let's see what he got to say." If they don't get to me immediately, they at least get to me within a minute or two. I was on y'all panel for like about 8 minutes, just sitting here while some unknown motherfucker wasn't even talking about shit, and
I
I like
remember that.
finally dropped down.
It was a little hectic. It was a little hectic on that panel. I remember that it kind of got away from us a little bit, but we definitely appreciate every time you come through, OG.
But anyway, I appreciate that
Absolutely.
Recognized Game, and of course, Recognized Game is one of the people who gave me a one-on-one interview on this channel. Anyway, everybody knows by now my first book, Mode 1. This question of this topic tonight was the basis for why I wrote Mode 1. And my thing is this. First, I'm going to touch on AMS. AMS, man. That wasn't AMS version 1. That was AMS version 2. I think we're now on AMS version 3 because I've seen a couple clips from his recent videos. He's changed into a third version. See, when AMS first came on the scene, he was hardcore about lying, including some of the lies that on this video y'all played, he said he wasn't down for. For example, pretending like you want to be a woman's next long-term boyfriend. When he first came on the scene, he was all for that. His main thing was, he said, I believe lie about anything that helps you get the pussy, that helps you fuck these hoes to sleep. That was his classic line. He said, I'm going to do whatever it takes, short of something illegal. He used to say, I'm going to do whatever it takes to fuck these hoes. And he said, if that means lying and pretending like I'm going to be their next boyfriend, I'm going to do it. If it means telling a woman I love you when I know damn well I don't love you, I'm going to do it. He said, I will do anything short of like raping or date raping a woman. He was like, I will do anything to fuck these hoes to sleep. And then around summer, fall 2019, he had this change. If you read his second dating advice book versus his first dating advice book, then all of a sudden he was saying, don't lie to women and don't be mislead and manipulate women, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, nigga. Because the one lie, the first lie he said he did condone, he got that from me. Because I say that in my 1999, my 2006 Mode 1 book. I say my whole book is about straightforward honesty, but I said lightheartedly, I said, if there's one little white lie I don't mind a guy telling a woman is if you're a virgin and you feel uncomfortable specifically sharing that with a woman, then just find a vague and ambiguous way not to answer that question. I said, similarly, if you done gone like 4 or 5 years without some pussy and you feel uncomfortable sharing that to a woman straightforwardly, find some vague and ambiguous way to just not answer that question or even, lie about it. So that was the one white lie I always condoned in my books. Here's my thing. My simple answer, of course, to the question would be a man should never lie, but I'm realistic enough to know that there are guys who are going to tell lies here and there. My big issue is simply with two things. One, if you're going to lie, inevitably there's always going to be some type of consequences or repercussions to your dishonest behavior and your disingenuous and misleading and manipulative behavior. Inevitably, there's always going to be some type of consequence or repercussion. If you're going to choose to be the liar, manipulator, I'm not going to go out of my way to try to stop you, but I'm going to say, don't come on YouTube bitching then. That's what I'm tired of. You motherfuckers who be lying and trying to manipulate women, but when women gets the best of you with her lies and manipulation, you come on YouTube bitching about the shit like a little punk. And I'll tell you that to your face. Uh-oh, Rambo coming out. Let me control him.
Are you specifically meaning like emotional consequences, ARC?
You can be emotional. When you lie to bitches, I'll give you the most extreme, and I'll preface it by saying this is an extreme example. This probably won't happen to the average guy. I've told this story a number of times on my YouTube channel. A friend of my cousins, he was lying to a woman. Basically, one of the most common lies, which is, let's say he had 3 fuck buddies, but he told each of those female fuck buddies that they were basically his girlfriend. And when one woman found out that he was fucking around with 2 women, she came to his crib and shot him in the fucking head.
But ARC, can I interject real quick?
Go ahead.
What do you say to when females they will have like 5 dudes? They'll have a dick dude, a car repair dude, a talk dude, a dinner dude, and they are all lying to all of these dudes and finessing them out of whatever attribute they bring to the table. Should they be shot in the head?
I didn't say number one. I didn't say anybody should.
Okay, I got you, but how do you feel about
That's
that?
consequences that can't happen. And if you ask me simply, do I harshly admonish women in the same way as men? The answer would be yes. Matter of fact, in respect to my books, here's
Okay,
the
but
thing.
real quick, because I have a follow-up question, right?
Wait,
So be
no,
that as it,
Benjamin, no, don't do that. Please do not do that. We don't need an extra moderator. I appreciate you coming up. Listen, and I want to hear from you, but we're going to put that on pause.
ARC,
'cause
what do you say? Do you want to hear my
I want
follow-up
to hear.
question?
No, Benjamin, we're not going to do that.
Nah,
So,
baby, Benjamin gone, honey. That's a
yeah,
no-no.
so
Okay.
I don't mind
Just
you,
let 'em
you know,
answer.
you saying your piece and all of that, but yeah, don't moderate our channel, please, because we want to get everyone's opinion because we have other people still waiting. We got to get Clarence and we have to get Smurgo in. So yeah.
Well, just to finish that last thought of mine, yeah. See, here's what's interesting. Men know it more than the women on YouTube do. When it comes to these two books specifically, Mode 1 and Possibility of Sex, a lot of men, including AMS, love Possibility of Sex, but hate Mode 1. And on the flip side, a lot of women love Mode 1, but they don't care for the Possibility of Sex. Why is that? Because each of those books is an admonishment of liars, manipulators, and cheaters and adulterers in their respective genders. Possibility of Sex is my book that harshly criticizes and admonishes women for being liars, disingenuous and misleading manipulators, and cheaters and adulterers. And I have one more thing, gold diggers. And Mode 1 is my book that admonishes men for being liars, manipulators, verbal cowards, and that type of thing. So it's funny how each gender likes one of those two books, but dislikes the other one. But I'm equal across the board. But what I was saying before he asked me questions was, yeah, man, I know realistically there's going to be a percentage of men that are going to resort to being a liar or manipulator. My thing is, if your tires get slashed, don't come on YouTube bitching.
That's all.
If you get accused of a false date rape charge, don't come on YouTube bitching. That's my thing. That's one of the biggest pet peeves, and that's why I'm getting a little irritated. You sound in my voice because I get tired of these dudes recommending one thing, but then turning around and bitching about something related to the thing they're recommending. And the reality is, there's a lot of guys who don't mind other men being liars, manipulators, cheaters, adulterers, but when women do the same things, they want to get upset about it. And see, I ain't that type of hypocritical. Never have been and never will be. Again, I hate liars across the board. If you're a male liar or you're a female liar, fuck you. If you're a male disingenuous, misleading manipulator or you're a female disingenuous, misleading manipulator, I say equally, fuck both of y'all motherfuckers. Cheaters and adulterers, fuck both of y'all.
David, I don't know if ARC is talking to you specifically, but I would love for you to come up and talk about some of the stuff that ARC is referring to.
Wow,
I'll drop the
David
link in
one-sided?
the chat for you, David.
Is David
I mean-
one-sided when it comes to liars and manipulators and cheaters and adulterers?
David say a lot of these hoes.
I mean, ARC, if all the dude did was lie and this physical harm put upon him for that, I think he has every right to complain about that.
No, you ain't got a right to complain about shit if you lying. You ain't got a right to complain about shit.
Nobody's saying that the whole right for slashing your tires. They just saying, why didn't you expect that when you was lying to her, telling that
Exactly,
you were involved with it?
recognized game. I'm glad you said it because that's what I said before. So, in case people misinterpreting I'm not saying any guy deserves, say, to be shot in the head or deserves to have their tires slashed. I'm not saying that or false date rape charge. But I'm saying once you do stuff like lie to women, manipulate women, and toy with their emotions, you have to realistically expect that there's going to be consequences and repercussions to that shit. You can't act like, well, wow, why did this woman do this shit and vandalize my apartment? Like one of my frat brothers had happened to him.
So-
He was cheating on her.
So like similarly, if if a woman lies to a man and says the baby's his and it's not, and he lashes out and he chops her head off, that'd be
That wouldn't be
permissible.
right. That wouldn't be right. But if you're asking me, do I feel like the woman should have expected that? Had a open, hell yeah. If you're fucking with a dude's emotions like that, saying that the child was his when it's really a child by another dude, shit, as a bitch, you gotta expect that some motherfucker gonna try to physically harm you or even kill you. Again, I'm not saying that that woman deserves death, but I'm saying any consequence and repercussion that comes their way, they need to be prepared for that shit. When you operating as a liar, manipulator, cheater, adulterer. When you're fucking, here's the thing. When you're telling lies, there's some lies you can tell to the opposite sex that doesn't necessarily affect their emotions. It wouldn't fall in the category of toying with their emotions. Like a guy lying to a woman saying, I'm making 75 grand a year when he's actually making 45 grand a year. That's a lie, but that ain't a lie that's gonna fuck with a woman's emotions.
Right.
But when
you
you
But ARC,
I love you.
if it's good for the
I
goose,
care for you.
shouldn't it
I
be
wanna
good
be
for
in
the
a
gander?
relationship. Who's talking over me right now?
ARC.
Yo, bro, let me finish my thought, then you can. When you're lying, like the type of biggest lie I super chatted is that I don't like men doing is the lie where you know you just want casual sex, but you go as far as to lie to a woman and give her the blatantly misleading impression that you want to be her next long-term girlfriend, boyfriend, or even future husband. And then once you get the pussy, you just go ghost. That lie, I think you a punk. That's some verbal coward, no backbone punk shit right there. Straight up. I don't care who disagree, try to be. You are straight up punk when you tell that type of lie to a woman. Now, some of these other
Okay,
lies,
be that as it may, we get it. We get it. You said it. You think these gentlemen are punks. We got that.
But
Let
did
me
it
ask you this.
accomplish the goal
Hold on,
though?
sir. I'm speaking, sir. I'm speaking, sir. Thank you. Now, ARC, if it's good for the
Sassy.
goose, shouldn't it be good for the gander?
meaning
If it's
what?
good for the goose, shouldn't it be good for the gander? Like I was saying
Meaning
earlier, if a bitch got 5 niggas on her team and she lying to them, making them think that they the one, is it wrong if a dude got a roster of bitches and he's lying to them, making each and every one of them think that they're the one?
I don't think either
He
chick.
already answered
It's
you.
a simple answer. I don't think
So
any
you
chick.
got hyped to ask that
Nobody's
basic ass
talking to
question?
you, man. Nobody's talking to you. I'm
Hold
talking
up, y'all.
to ARC.
Let's have a
So know your
conversation.
role and shut your mouth.
Look,
Y'all got
fellas.
some beef
Listen,
going on
fellas.
here. I don't
Let's
know what
let's
to
have a
listen to.
conversation.
So
It ain't
y'all
Yeah,
no
see
this
the
guy
beef.
channel.
got
Wait a
mental
minute. So you see
issues.
the
If it was
you
beef, he'd
so
end
wait
up
a
on a
minute.
meat
Wait,
rack.
hey,
Hold
can
on,
you
hold on.
hear me?
Mute up.
Can you hear
Mute
me?
up.
Go
Am I
ahead. Yeah, I
talking?
got you, sis. Go
Am I
ahead, sis.
talking?
Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Shout out to Two School, Four School. He says y'all gotta get Game Changer here in the future. He's fire. Thank you
Shout
so
out to
much for
GC.
that. And shout out to New York Yankees for the super sticker. Thank you so much. We are going to have to practice some freaking control and some ism, have some damn bearings about yourself.
Oh,
You in the military, Apex, have some goddamn bearings. Don't get over here and do
Military
all this
bear.
nigga shit over here. Cause
My language.
guaranteed, if you open up your channel, I'm gonna come over there and show my entire ass. Get somewhere and sit your ass down and act like you got
And
some
I'm gonna
goddamn
let
sense.
and I'm gonna let you.
Shit.
I'm gonna let
and
you. As much shit I done stirred up over here,
listen,
I'll
let's get
let you.
clearance in on this conversation because it's going to go. Yeah, because we'll have plenty of time to get other
I just
people
want
to
to
say.
say one more
Clarence Jr.
thing. I want to say one more thing before I pass the mic. Here's another pet peeve of mine, and this happened within the last month by at
But you
least 2
didn't
guys.
answer my question though.
But you won't be quiet.
There was at least 2 guys in this space that, again, I say if a guy really wants to be a liar and a manipulator, that's what he chooses to do. He thinks it's beneficial for him. Go ahead and do that. But you got some guys that not only favor being a liar and a manipulator, but they go 2 steps further and try to suggest that it's a mandatory requirement in order to have success with women. There was a live stream I was on, I don't know, let's say 4 or 5 weeks ago. Young brother I actually generally like and respect. But he tried to say that. He tried to say, I'm slightly paraphrasing his word, but this is what he said. He said he seemed to be referring to me. He said, all you guys who say y'all can get pussy just by straight up telling a woman all you want to do is casually fuck her, I think y'all capping. He said, in order to be successful with women for casual sex, you got to either hang out with them for a few days or a few weeks, or you got to take them out on 2 or 3 dates. He kept saying, you have to do that. You got to do one of those 2 things, if not both. He said, there's no way you can just go up to a woman and say, I want to fuck you. And I'm like, nigga, from the time I was 21 years old to the time I met my wife, that's all I've done. I ain't never took no woman out on no date for casual sex, ever. Not one time. Not one fucking time. I ain't never hung out with no woman over a period of days and weeks to try to get some. Now, if you're talking about long-term relationship, that's different. That's a different story. I've done both of those for long when I looked at a woman. But for casual sex, I ain't never hung out with no bitch for a number of days or weeks. I ain't never took no woman out on a 2, 3, 4 date. I ain't never even taken a woman out on 1 date. I meet women, I talk dirty to them, I get their pussy wet, and I fuck them. And for the ones I don't fuck, they reject me quickly and straightforwardly, and I move on to the next woman. It's one of those 2 things that happens. But for guys to say, again, I don't have no problem with guy if he chooses to lie, but don't tell another guy, oh, I don't believe you can get pussy by just being straight up. Then motherfucker, you don't believe.
Wait a minute, ARC. I do have
weak that you don't believe the shit.
ARC.
Uh-huh.
I do have a question for you.
Please do.
First, I'm gonna read the super chat. Shout out to Black Wealth and Power. He said, you can lie to bitches and protect yourself at the same time. Thank you so much for that. My question to you, ARC, is do you think that there's a separate lane for guys like yourself? Because you would be considered like the jawline guy. You're the Kappa. I think you're tall.
No, I'm not.
You're medium complected. I don't know what kind of hair you got, but you kind of got the Christopher Williams thing. Yeah, I mean, like you look like you have colored eyes or something, and women will generally go after a certain type, and we're more open to a certain type. Do you think that it makes a difference if you don't look a certain way?
Here's the reality, because I've had this addressed to me multiple times over the last 20 years as a book author and dating coach, particularly since I've been on YouTube. And I always say this. Yes, a lot of women have treated me like I'm as you just alluded to, an above average brother. I always acknowledge that. But at the same time, when guys ask me questions similar to how yours was presented to me just now, I have to ask, are you saying that if a guy is average looking or less than average looking, he's under some type of obligation to resort to being dishonest, disingenuous, misleading, and manipulative? Because the reality is this.
Well, I want to answer that question. I do want to answer that question. If women are using men that are below average looking, because you said it yourself, you were able to get a girl to give you head in a parking lot, and I'm saying that
Sis, he didn't answer your question.
Can you let me get to what I'm trying to get to? Thank you. So you said that yourself, you had a girl come and give you head in a parking lot after just meeting her at the grocery store. The problem is a lot of women, if they're sexually attracted to a man, you don't have to do anything, because all you'd have to do is say hi if she's sexually attracted to you. But a lot of women will use men, allow men to take them out on dates, allow them to take them on trips, accept gifts from them, do whatever to this man, not really caring about him, and then go and have sex with a guy like you without requiring you to do anything. You don't think that the playing field should be evil to a certain degree?
Well, number one, I haven't gotten on my pussy just strictly on looks. My looks have helped.
That's a yes or no question, sir. She asked you a question.
Dude,
that's a yes or no question.
Dude, don't.
It's your highness. I'm not a dude. I'm your highness.
Really, Apex?
Don't ever talk to me disrespectfully, man. Get this motherfucker off of here.
And ARC done spoke, so you got to go.
What the fuck you think
You
you're
are
talking
drunk,
to?
man.
Nigga.
Get him the fuck out of here.
Damn. Yeah, I know. I've explained many times on my YouTube channel. I know when I've gotten pussy strictly on just on looks, and times I've gotten pussy more so on my mouthpiece, and my looks might have, been the frosted on the cake. Because see, when you get pussy as a man, here's a simple deal. When you're getting pussy because of your looks, you don't have to say shit. Like you almost said it yourself. You said you just maybe have to say hi, how you doing? And the woman's gonna be like, I want to suck your dick. That's when you're getting pussy because of look. When you don't have to spend, number one, definitely you don't have to spend no money on a woman. You don't have to take her on no date. And for the most part, you don't even have to have no verbal game. You can just look good. The woman's going to say, damn, you fine. Damn, you sexy when you want to come through my place. That's when you're getting pussy because of your looks. Mouthpiece is when a woman starts off having some degree of resistance, indifference, or reluctance. I explained that in my book, Who Said Again. And you have to actually seduce her. You have to literally seduce her, persuade her to change her mind. That's more about mouthpiece. Anytime you have to use verbal game and persuasion and seduction, then that's more about your mouthpiece. Now, as far as this, the good-looking guy versus the average-looking guy, less than average-looking guy, number one, the number one objective, as most people either do know or should know, Mo 1 was never about solely and specifically getting laid. I say that in my book as far back as my 1999 version of Mo 1. Mo 1 is about identifying manipulative time wasters. And that's beneficial to a man of any look, because you just suggested it yourself throughout that question, Sister George. There's a lot of women out here that will go out to dinner 3 weeks in a row with a guy that they're not really physically attracted to just to get a free meal. See, Mo 1 helps men prevent that shit. When you Mo 1 with a woman, you ain't gonna be going out on no 3 dinner dates with a woman that ain't trying to give you no pussy. You're never gonna do that. I've never had a client that ended up doing that when they follow my Mo 1 advice. You ain't gonna never end up doing that. So that's number one. And number two, even for the sake of getting laid, a woman has to be attracted to you to some degree, which is going to range from woman to woman. If I had to put in percentage, some women might put 25% emphasis on your looks, 75% emphasis on something else. Another one might put 50% emphasis on your looks. Another woman might put 90% emphasis on your looks. Here's what I say generally. When it comes more so to casual sex, women are always going to put more emphasis on your looks and masculine sex appeal than, say, a boyfriend or a husband. When it comes to boyfriend and husband, other things are going to come in play. Are you an entertaining conversationalist? Are you good with kids? Are you financially responsible? Do you have a good sense of humor, et cetera, et cetera? But when it comes to casual sex, I would say on average, your looks are going to play at least 50, anywhere from 50 to 90% of the emphasis in a woman's mind. So
you're saying 50 to 90% is going to play off of your looks, right?
Yeah. I'd say
I'll
maybe
say that 50 is low. I'll say you should start at 75 when it comes to casual sex.
Listen.
No, I say 50. I say 50, as low as 50. Like it could be a situation where it's 50% looks, 50% mouthpiece. Or some other variation as you move up the scale from 50. But at minimum, like I've got women in bed that the woman in so many words told me it was, well, in some cases I've had women tell me that I got them in bed more so because of my mouthpiece. So it would be greater than 50% on the mouthpiece end. Because I've had quite a few women tell me that, like.
But you know what? And this is the thing that I don't know. Because ARC, I don't want you to fight me. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired. But I guess this is the thing that kind of has me curious, because you would be considered an attractive guy. And if you're an attractive guy with a mouthpiece, I think that does take you over the top versus a below average looking guy with a mouthpiece. A woman will look at, and we're about our eyes, women see with their eyes as well. So if we see an attractive man, a lot of times a man would have been messed it up by talking too damn much. And you've explained that before, but I don't know if it's the same advantage with a guy that's below average in looks. I just don't think it's the same advantage.
Well, I've had clients who were, at least by my estimation, now men evaluate other men differently. I've had men who, based on my Skype consultations with them, Zoom consultations with them, that on a scale from 1 to 10, on a man's scale from 1 to 10, they were probably like a 4 or 5. That ended up having a lot of successful women once they improved their mouthpiece. So I know that my mouthpiece. Now, if you're talking about, it depends on if you're talking about just, if a guy is just like what I call repulsively unattractive, then of course he even money might not even help that dude. I mean, that's just real talk. Even money ain't gonna necessarily help a dude who's just like repulsive, the type of guy whose his looks are so fucked up. Say he got just fucked up teeth, he 100 pounds overweight, he got bald alopecia. Shout out to Jada Pinkett in his head, and the type of guy that would make a woman look at him like you like she can't even picture herself having sex with that dude.
Right.
And it cracks me up when guys say, "Well, man, I believe you got to be real good looking to make more than one work, man. You got to be like a good looking, sexy dude to make more than one work." And that's implying that if a dude is butt ugly, he can make mode 2 or mode 3 work for him. And my response is no, he can't. If a dude
But ARC,
even mode 2 or mode 3 ain't gonna help him.
but
Well,
ARC,
this is definitely some good stuff. ARC is definitely dropping some gems. He's making some good points. But I do want to get some other opinions in on this topic. Let's go with Clarence Jr. I want to get him in there. Clarence Jr., welcome to the panel. What do you have on the subject? Inform
Thanks
us.
for having me. Oh, can you hear me?
No problem. I can hear you. We can hear you.
All right. I just had about one quick point about when it comes to lying to women. And just to be honest, I've lied to women before in the past, but I would say that you really shouldn't lie just for one simple reason. If you're lying to a woman about who you are or what you do, then what you're conceding is she doesn't like who you actually are. So if she doesn't like you, move on to somebody else. It doesn't make sense to try to pretend to be something you're not, like she's the last woman in the world. It's like, instead of lying about who you are, why don't you actually actively work to become someone who's actually interesting? And and it's like, the mistake I keep hearing a lot of guys make is they'll say like, "Oh, well, women lie and they do this and they do that." But my thing is, you're a man, and so you shouldn't base your morals and your principles as a man based off of what women do. Like, you're a man regardless of what she does. It's like, well, she also sleeps with men, so since women do it, should you do that too? Like, I don't understand that.
all right.
That's an interesting point, Clarence. I think that most people, if they feel like somebody is trying to do something to them, then it's fair game. And so my question to you would be, okay, if somebody is lying to you and you have a way to do anything back, I'm not necessarily saying that you have to go that route, but if people are lying to you, and it's a continuous thing, and every time you run into a woman, they're lying about something, you're probably not gonna stop dealing with women. You'll probably just adjust. I don't know.
But my thing is this: a lot of guys, like, we're being real. Guys act like, "Oh, I'm taking her out on dates and she making it seem like she gonna give me something." Guys be lying. It's not like if you're going on 3 or 4 dates, you ain't done nothing. It ain't like she's saying, "Oh, you might get some tonight." That's not what's going on usually. Usually, you in your mind, you think that if you keep showing her how nice you are, you're going to convince her to like you. But here it is, 4 dates in. Y'all ain't kissed. Y'all ain't held hands. You ain't grabbed a booty. So it's like, what made you think you was going to get some on this 4th date? She didn't tell you that. Y'all ain't been doing no physical touching. It's like you tell yourself that you got a chance. And then when you realize that you actually don't, now you want to blame her instead of just being accountable for you being a simp.
That's a great point. Great point.
Wait a minute.
I Go ahead. I wanted to get Smirk. Well, David, because Smirgo, you left and came back, so I kind of put you in what you call it. But you next.
Well,
That's the
it don't
that's
take
the
me long.
Keisha coach.
I can be quick. I can be quick. Yeah, I'm quick. First, let me say this. Sister George, you messy as hell. Let me say that first.
Why you say that?
But David, I like to get you say lie. I like to hear what you say. First of all, for most part, I know you unicorn, Keisha. For most parts, I mean, for 90, like 98%, I don't think there's nothing. I agree with everything ARC says. For most parts, I know he's a player, game recognized game. Shout out. What up, ARC? I'm a mode one dude. I remember me and ARC was on Platinum's panel one day, and China was on there with us, and we were talking about Mode One, and China was saying she didn't think how Mode One would work on women, and I was saying the reason they think that because they were in the game, they really don't like direct, and to an extent, but I disagree because when it comes to sex, let me say this. The topic is, should men lie to women for sex? Now, I'm not really big on that. I'm gonna give y'all real fast what my normal routine is and what my exceptional routine is. And my exceptional routine is usually what I do the minority. The majority of the time when it comes to sex, I don't even ask women for sex. That any nigga who will play should know that game. And that's why you keep a bunch of other bitches, a bunch of other prospects. So that way you getting your nut up, you're doing whatever that is, that old goofy shit women like to do with them while you're courting or you're vetting your new chick. And see, because you gotta understand the reason why I never asked for sex first, because I know that's her trump card. That is what she's looking for. So the last thing I'm gonna do, this is all strategy. Everything is a strategy, is a war. The last thing I'm gonna do is go into dealing with a chick looking, and play the very thing, the card she's holding. I'm gonna totally psych that card out. So me being that she's looking for me to ask for the pussy, that's the last thing I'm gonna ask for. I've done that so much so sometimes women would ask, was I gay? And I'm like, ain't nothing about me that, but I understood because they like the average man ask for it. Now, this is what I say my exceptional tools are. When I've dealt with a woman, she pissed me off, she playing games, and I don't really, her little vibe might be off, and I ain't smashed. And this when I first meet her, we cool, but then she started acting weird. I'll be like, you know what, I'm good on you. Later. Click, I hang up, I ain't fucking with her. That's really how I get down. Now, if she keeps calling me and chasing me, and that's why I said I will lie about having other women. That's something I may lie about. If she keeps calling me and pursuing me, then one of the first things I do, I've done this to many women. I'll be like, all right, let me get that ass. I ain't taking no, look, if you ain't finna bring that ass out, don't lose my goddamn number. And they do it. They end up the next day I'm getting the pussy. So for most parts, outside of me doing a woman like that, I never asked for it. Y'all got it.
Okay. So what do you feel like it's necessary to lie to a woman about?
Oh, like I just said, if I'm trying to get this one bitch, let me be me if I may. Let me be a little bit.
Do what you got to do.
If I'm trying to get this one bitch, I'm not gonna tell her about the 3-4 other bitches I got. And not right now. Now, after I lock the bitch in, I knock the pussy down, then I might tell the bitch, because bitch, now I got you, bitch. Now you in, and shout out to Ball X. I got you, bitch. Now that you in here, you know what I'm saying? I got you. So now I can play them games. So shit like that. Or if where you been at last night, I'm not gonna tell her I was just, I'm gonna say this. Now I do with my situation. But at one point in time, I wasn't gonna tell the chick, one of my chicks that I just came from, she been calling me, looking for me. I wasn't gonna tell her where the fuck I was at another woman's house. And there's been times where not only was I in a this type of shit I do. There's been times I've been in relationships. I've never been alone by myself since I was 16. I've had women the whole time, and there's been two or three times where I had multiple relationships at once, multiple women. So of course, for most parts, I was lying to them about where I've been, who I was with, all that type of shit. But I never lied to get pussy for most.
Okay, now David, you just contradicted yourself, man.
All right,
you
explain.
started out saying you was a co-signer of Mode One, which I of course appreciated. But
do.
what you just described, none of that shit would fall into Mode One. I ain't never lied to no bitch about other women I'm fucking. I'll throw it in their face.
No, wait, listen.
Throw it in their face.
Wait, ARC, wait, you didn't hear me. I said I used to do that at one point in time. You didn't hear. I said my situation. I clearly said it. I said my situation now, I don't do that. I said when I was first hitting women, that's what I did. I agree with you, because see what I've learned from me, this is me, but I still might lie, depending on what it is. Like I said, if it's dangerous, my life, my livelihood, I might lie. That's my life. But for most parts, the reason I don't lie, I get off on not lying. Like the truth is my turn on. I'm keeping it real. Like I like when that's why I like Mode One. That's why I was doing Mode One. I just used your title. That's why I like when I walk up to a brother and me and her been talking. And if I want that ass, I'm going to say I want that ass. Now, I was never big on asking for a woman on the first night. getting pussy on the first night because I'm scared. I don't know her. I'm truly like my man won't even salute because I'm so busy worried about I ain't never had an STD. So I'm so busy worried about catching an STD. I'm not even turned on because I'm too spooked on catching something. So I'm big on getting to know a woman. Now, after I get to know her, after I get to know her and all that, then I might just come out and say, hey, I done fuck women everywhere. In the doctor's office. I done got head in the doctor's office. I done fucked in the goddamn mall, changing clothes store. I done did all that shit everywhere. But I'm going to say this again. For most parts, I don't ask for it. I mean, if you really think about that, ARC, that's some hell of a mode one shit for your ass when you get the pussy by not asking for it.
Well, I never. It's a difference between asking. No man should ever. That's in my book. You should never ask like as if saying, "Hey, would you like to have sex with me?" or something to that effect. I've never done that in my life. I let women know that I plan on fucking them, and they either respond favorably or.
I mean, you're supposed to ask.
Let me respond to David real quick. Let me respond to David because David, I mean. Everything ain't for everybody. So I understand why you saying what you're saying because, you know, it might work for you. You know, maybe you get the desired outcome that you looking for. But let me tell you my approach because I think you brought up an interesting point. The main reason, this is what I was asking earlier, why is this man lying to this woman? What is his intentions? And you really are probably the only person that brought this up. You want to have multiple women. So you lied to the other women so that they don't know about it because you think that's problematic. But my approach to that, and I've had the best outcomes, is where I tell each and every woman that I'm dealing with, I don't necessarily show them a picture of the other women or tell them where they work or give them their name and social security number, but they know that they exist or they know that it's a possibility that this is going to be a part of the time that you're dealing with me. It's going to be other women around. So 9 times out of 10, when a woman knows that, she might bring one to you. So you block your blessings again with the lies.
Well, let me respond to that.
When she know that you might want to send her to go get one and bring her back to you, that's the best hand you could play if you actually do want to have multiple women around.
Okay, let me respond real briefly. I would say, let me say this again to you right now, recognized game. That's why I said now I don't. My women who I call my wives now, my 3 women that y'all hear me, they all know about each other. They all talk sometimes. I think they talk when I don't know. So they all do know each other. I'm talking about, but at one point in time, and let me say this is where I come in honest. I've had a lot of women. I tried that. Hey, I got other women shit with most women. I'm gonna be honest with you. Most women are not going for that. And again, I'm not knocking nobody. That's what they want, to each of their own. But I'm gonna tell y'all from experience, and anybody who says that is lying, because I ask you to bring every player I know, bring every player out your city, and if they honest, they gonna say this. So, you know, for most parts, most women are not gonna want to play second fiddle. They not. They gonna look. Women are selfish by nature, bro. Now don't get it wrong. You play mind games with them. They know there's other women. Like when I'm out and my women see how other women are on me, that alone lets them know. And I know that right there is some of the shit that keeps them in check. Because again, like I super chatted earlier, I wrote in the chat earlier about, we all know women want men that other women want. That's a fact. And one of the things that come along with being a mode one or player or a man that most women want is multiple bitches, especially if he got money, especially if he looks good. The problem is, even though that's logical and everybody should accept that, including women, women don't go for that, even though that's the game. Even though women outnumber men.
No, here's where I have to step in, David. I would almost half agree with you, half disagree with you.
All right.
Here's where I would disagree with you. If you're talking about strictly for casual sex, I 1000% disagree with you.
I'm not talking about that, ARC.
Women don't mind sharing dick when the relationship is casual.
Casual, not casual. I'm with you. I agree with the casual. No, I was talking about if you want to be with this chick and you fucking this broad.
You're talking about a polyamorous relationship.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's different.
But yeah, I agree that a lot of women are not into poly, which is essentially a long-term non-monogamous relationship. A lot of women don't want to be a dude's number 2 polyamorous lover or number 3 poly. So again, in regards to that, yeah, I would generally agree with you. But yeah, I thought you meant for casual sex. I ain't never had no woman have a problem sharing my dick with other women.
Like a long term casual sex situation is basically what you kind of was alluding to. You want to have multiple women that you can do basically have casual sex with over an extended period of time. That's what I'm thinking you're talking about. Because if you're talking about a woman who you actually want to have a real relationship with, I actually don't want multiple women in an exclusive relationship. I don't have time for that kind of shit.
So you
I mean,
agree
to
with
each
me?
his
You
own.
lost me. You agreeing with me? I don't understand. You kind of
No,
lost
I'm
me.
saying if I want to deal, I'm not gonna lie to the woman because I'm not even interested in that. So if it's a situation where okay, I want to have a real relationship and a polyamorous relationship, I'm actually not into that. But if it was a situation where all right, this woman I'm dealing with, she, I've been basically we've been having casual sex, no strings attached for the last 3 or 4 months. She needs to know that I'm going. It's a strong potential that I could be with any other woman I want to, and you might see me walking down the street with this woman, and she should be cool with that because I'm not lying to her saying that I'm not dealing with anybody else. You're not even my woman. Why would I lie to that her about anything?
See,
Wait. Let me say this. Let me say this right quick. So then recognize game. You agree with me because that's back to what ARC was talking about, casual sex. So I'm not talking about casual sex. I agree. Can no woman I'm having casual sex hold me to nothing. I'm basically I am talking about women because when I get with a woman, I'm looking more than pussy. Pussy ain't enough for me. So you gotta understand my mind frame. When I deal with a woman, I'm looking at what we can build more than just fucking. I like fucking, but I need more than that. So any woman I deal with, that is my mentality. Unless we just agree and I see she can't do nothing but be casual sex, then that's what it is. Somebody got
But
background.
David,
See,
but
even
David,
then, it's even more problematic. Sorry about that to cut you off, but I think it's even more problematic to lie to a woman. I'm glad you said that. A woman that you actually have intentions to actually do something long term with. If you start out lying to her and you really do want multiple women, that's going to be a barrier when it comes time for you to bring this other woman in because now you got to actually convince her and influence her to do something that she never even knew was possible on your mind. But
well,
go,
to
go
follow
ahead,
that up,
ARC.
recognized game. Yeah, I was gonna follow up with what you just said. See, David, you can't really lying doesn't mix with polyamory because that defeats the whole purpose of
Wait,
having a
did
polyamory
y'all hear me say I don't lie now? It's like y'all keep going back to that. I clearly said I don't lie
Okay,
now.
so you said
You
now
the one
you
keep
don't lie.
saying you a
Okay,
liar
well, if
now.
you're not a liar in any way, shape, or form, then I guess there's no
He
discussion.
made a
But
whole argument for it. Yes.
No,
Oh,
not
never
about
mind.
pussy. Not
Man,
about listen. Let me say
that's
this one
how
more
it
time. Let me
go.
get 2 seconds. Not about pussy. I'll lie about other things. Pussy ain't important enough for me to lie about. I lie about if I was fucking another woman, if I'm in multiple relationships. I lie about where I just came from. I lie about certain other things that'll prevent drama in my life. Pussy is not one of those. So I'm not talking about for sex. I keep stating that.
Got you.
wait,
Let me read this super chat. Shout out to Black Wealth and Power. He says, lying to get what you want is better than getting treated like Will Smith.
Facts.
No, it's not better than getting treated like Will Smith because Will Smith is in a situation that he desires. Will
No.
Smith wants to be there. That's
Needs to be
all.
lying, and he needs to be lying to that bitch. She'd respect him better. That's a fact.
I
Tupac would have lied to
mean,
her. Tupac would have lied to her. Facts.
Will Smith is happy. Jada is probably the unhappy person in the
Happy? You
relationship.
call that happy? We all just having a
Yeah,
breakdown in front of the whole world. You consider that happy, Sister George?
I'm gonna tell you why.
Oh my God.
Yeah, hear me out.
Listen.
And this is gonna be real quick because I definitely want to get to Affy and Eugene. This is gonna be real quick. With a man with that much money and status, Will Smith can have damn near any woman on the face of the planet.
It don't
Will
look like
Smith, I think, at one point he was over worth $300 million. I think Jada's worth 50. Even if Will had to give up half of his shit, he would still be able to go out, make some more movies, and get with whomever he wanted to get with. The fact that Will is still choosing to stay in this relationship after Jada has embarrassed him time and time and time again, that tells me that Will is happy in that relationship. When Will get tired, Will will leave. Will ain't tired yet.
Listen. I ain't saying he tired yet, but the way he look, he ain't goddamn happy neither. I'm not gonna
He
say
was turned up at that
yet.
goddamn Oscar party. He was turned up. He was getting jiggy with it. You ain't see it?
I see that.
Oh, okay.
Hold up.
And let me get to Affy Kingdom.
Hold up. I think ARC had something in response to
Oh, I'm
David.
sorry.
I think that was an interesting point he was making.
Sorry about that.
wait, I forgot what point I made. Now.
Yeah, I don't think he did, ARC.
Oh,
Well,
I
let's
know what
go
I was
ahead and
going to
get
ask.
out.
Yeah, before Sister George said, because David, you confusing me. You
Okay.
said just a few minutes ago, you said you used to lie to women, now you don't. But then you kind of seem to change that. You said, well, I don't lie to women as it relates to getting pussy, but I lie to women for other reasons. What are the non-sexual reasons you lie to women?
Well, like I said, if I was fucking another woman, even though, don't get me wrong, that's not me lying for sex. It's sexual though. I was with another woman. I was fucking another woman at that time, and I didn't want them to know. Remember again, I said again, my current situation, the women know about each other. I'm giving you past history of that. I'm just giving y'all the information and the data I've gathered. I'm not trying to make any. What I've learned about human beings, I don't try to make people think my way. Maybe what I'm doing won't work for you. Maybe it just works for me, and it doesn't work for you. I accept that. But what I'm saying is, remember, this is not what I do now. I'm saying what I was doing back in the day, and it worked better because what I learned was two things. I tested this shit. I learned in a lot of cases back then, maybe I wasn't as good as I was. I told the truth, I got more hassles. I lied to women, I got better results. I tried this. I tried being nice and loving a lot of times. I got more hassles. I tried being acting like I didn't give a goddamn and like I didn't give a fuck and I was a nut. I got a better response. Now again, I'm not knocking that. I'm not arguing with anybody. That's just the data I gathered. And I found a lot of other brothers who had a lot of women. They had the same data. Y'all got it.
It sounds like you just a cheater. And for me, again, man, that's not game.
No such thing as a cheater.
What?
That's not game, man. I mean, if they all,
I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite. We don't believe in cheating. We don't even believe in that.
All right, hold on. But you literally just
cheating. What the fuck is cheating for, man?
Yo, you
That's
literally
some
just
goofy shit
explained.
right there.
Bro,
Come on, David. That's some goofy shit, bro.
This is Israel. This is Israel. If anybody know anything about Israelites, they know we subscribe to multiple women. That's a fact. I don't know where y'all been.
No. Let me clarify. Because see, a lot of guys try to say that. No, there's a difference. I agree that all men usually, most heterosexual men want to have sex with multiple women. So I'm not anti having sex with multiple women. That's not what I'm arguing. But when you're doing it in a sneaky behind the back manner, I don't have no respect for that shit.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Right there. You got no game if you do that.
If a motherfucker got to cheat on his wife or girlfriend behind her back, you can quote me on it. That motherfucker's a straight up punk. He's a bitch.
Wait, like third time I said I don't do that now. Like niggas totally hear it. Like no, hold on, recognize game. Let me say that you're glossing over. Third fucking time for the slow niggas in the cheap seats. I said I don't do it now. Now Playback gonna tell the truth. So now
we're in the front row. We're in the front row. We hear you
wait
loud and clear.
Wait a minute. Let me finish.
Bro,
that doesn't change the fact of what I said. I learned that lies got better results with women. You can't change that, nigga. I ain't saying truth don't work on some. I said I'm gonna say this. This is what I'm gonna say. On most women, lies work. Truth work on a few. That's what I'm gonna stand on. That's it. Y'all got it.
Okay.
The truth work on the same woman that the lie worked on. It's unnecessary.
Oh man,
she wouldn't.
I want to hear what Appy has to say about this because he's been up here for like 20 minutes and we ain't heard from him yet.
I want to hear Alfie's opinion too. Welcome, Alfie.
How's everybody doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. I'm a little on the other side of the whole thing. So I gave up on the girlfriend-boyfriend relationship shit like 2013, and I never was really into that. So I don't necessarily lie to women. I just don't tell. But I'm a very man. So I mean, regardless of who like it, like I don't feel the need to. Okay, let me give you an example. Like a lot of guys when they, when I coach and they text me like threads and stuff, and they say, "What do you have to say? What should I say back?" So my whole thing is, sometimes you don't have to say anything. Like so, I'm a cat. I'm 40. I'm a little older. I didn't have plenty of women in all types of situations, and at this point in my life, I don't have no kids. I travel. I'm going to Germany tomorrow. You feel me? I just want to get the bag up. So I don't tell women my skit, but I don't feel required to. Like it doesn't, like I'm the type of cat that'll just look at you until you change the subject. That's me. So I don't run my, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. I'm kind of like, this is what it is. And then we deal with each other. I do girlfriend experience. So I don't just pump and dump. When I deal with women, we go have fun and do all that. But at the same time, I don't be in they mix either. So they don't get all of my shit because I don't be like, what's this? Who's the baby? I don't care. I don't care. I'm a type of person, if you deal with me, I'm going to enjoy you while you with me. And then when you're not with me, then you can do whatever the fuck you want. Because at the end of the day, I can't change what a woman gonna do when she not with me. My emotions ain't gonna change it. My opinion ain't gonna change it. So I'm gonna enjoy you when I'm with you, and when I'm not with you, then I'm just doing whatever I'm doing, writing books. You see what I'm saying? So I don't, like I say, I don't lie, but I don't tell. Like I don't. Hey, what are you doing? That ain't your business. I just met you. Why you all in my shit like that?
I got a question for you right fast. Let me ask you something real fast. When I ask this, I agree with you. I'm like that, but here's the thing I learned. This is what I've learned as a leader. This is why I get this from the Almighty God. God know everything. Let me ask you this. You don't think if you're dealing with anybody, especially a woman, and I ain't just talking about anything in general, a dog, a poodle, or strangers, and your neighbors. If you're dealing with a woman, I understand when you said you don't, you ain't letting her in your business, and you don't want to be all in her, and you ain't all in hers. But you don't think somebody you being intimate with, you need to know a little, you need to be in their business a little bit. You don't believe that as a man. I ain't talking about what she thinks. Forget what she thinks. She don't matter. I'm talking about you as a man. You don't think it's important?
Afi don't believe in going through
No,
phones,
bro.
David.
No.
let that man answer
I'm gonna
for
tell you,
himself.
like I'm a hard worker, bro. Like I wrote 25 books in 2 years. That's my hobby, not fucking with hoes. I
No,
did that
you didn't
already.
answer my
So
question, but wait,
no, I know that. Let me. I'm about to tell you. So my whole life goal is different. I never want a girlfriend, ever. Never want a wife. Never want no kids. I want to
said that.
live in Africa and fuck with 5 or 6 chicks, and then go to Thailand and do the same shit, and then come home and do the same shit. I don't want to even. I don't even want to live nowhere.
Listen, you didn't answer what I said. Listen carefully. Listen. If you're dealing with someone intimately, that's kind of testy. That's touchy. That ain't just I did business. We shook a hand. I gave you $1. You're dealing with someone intimately. That means your health. You don't think it's a little important to kind of know a little bit into that person's business, who you're laying down. You could end up getting the package. You could end up getting a hive, and it's you out of here. You don't think that's a little important enough to know about who you laying down with?
Bro, I ain't had raw sex with 10 chicks in my whole life. Like that ain't my thing, bro. Like I don't, and even if and then you condoms don't say, I can ask her a quiz. Like I don't have attachments to women like that. It doesn't. I don't. It's like how you know how you like Madden or you like pizza. That's how I like women.
Yeah. So the bitch could have a Nestle Crunch. The bitch could have a hive. The bitch could be clapping, and don't really matter because you'll find out after the fact, right?
Well, I'm not gonna raw dog, and if it's something that happens with the condom on, a conversation ain't gonna change that. If for one, and for two, like sex ain't my main thing with chicks anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like I keep a rotation, so I'm never thirsty for sex because I got 5 or 6 chicks that I can have sex with at all times since I was 15 years old.
But the topic is about sex, though, Afi.
Yeah, I know, and I'm telling you, and you not hearing me. I don't, because you're saying what about the woman? I don't care like that. Women are like food. I enjoy it, and then I do something else. Like it doesn't. I don't have heart to hearts and shit.
No, I respect what you're saying, but the topic is shit, man. It's about sex. I understand. I respect your playerism. The topic is about sex, though, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I'm giving you my background because Sister George asked it. Right. So as far as lying for women for sex, I don't know, bro. Like these dudes do anything for sex. Should you lie for sex? No, but me saying that ain't gonna stop cats from doing it because when they got a chick at their house and they about to pull the panties down and she say, "Are we gonna be in a relationship?" They're not gonna say, "Oppie said don't lie." They gonna fucking lie. So it don't really matter. I can only tell how I live my shit.
Right, but let me say
this. You see what I'm saying? So you can lie. You shouldn't lie, but you can. But that's on you. Like I don't.
Let me say this in regards to what you said. My dick is my friend, and I don't send my friend places that are unsafe. So I need to know where the bitch been because my friend has to go in there, and I need him to be safe. So I feel I respect how you get down, Afi. For me, I need to know what's up with the bitch. So I do want to know some shit about the bitch. I got it.
Yeah, but she can tell you whatever she wants. So what's the quiz really changing? She can tell you she got 5 bodies when she got 15, and then what difference does it make?
But what's better is at least I ask. It's different if I just play and be a useful idiot, a willing idiot, and just don't ask. At least I tried. And if she lied,
I'll ask, but it still doesn't mean nothing at the end of the day. Like if a chick tell me she got 100 bodies, I'm gonna just be like, all right. I'm not gonna react to her and be like, damn. I'm gonna just be like, all right, she's out of here, and then I just move on to something else. Like it doesn't affect me what they say. I may ask just to kind of know what type of person it is. If I meet a chick and she have 5 bodies, well then I'd be like, okay, well she may be a little dedicated to people who she like, so I could put her here. There is no girlfriend boyfriend dynamics with me ever, and there never will be.
Got you. Okay, let me ask this right quick to all the brothers on the panel. For all you brothers who say y'all know y'all players, y'all been around players, like I've been around from LA, the home of players. Would y'all say most of the dudes y'all know who were getting multiple women, were they lying to women, or were they telling all the truths? I'm talking about the dudes who get the women, not the dudes who capping, the dudes who think. Were they telling any lies, or were they telling all truths? Go.
Man, I don't know what these other guys is doing, man. I'm just telling you what is less. Listen, I'm a, I mean, I can only. Hey, listen, man, I can only answer what I do.
I'm going on mute.
Yeah, I mean, you don't even want the answer because it's like kryptonite to that weak ass game you over there spitting, talking about lying to these hoes. I ain't never had to lie to these hoes, man. I found that out.
You know who get women tell the truth.
Here we go.
Well,
Here's
the deal, David. I'll answer your question honestly.
Let me.
One of the reasons why, when I was in college, why I stood out so much and earned the nickname from my frat brothers, the Legend, because I was about the only motherfucker getting a lot of pussy from just being straight up truthful. See, if all guys in my frat house and on campus was getting pussy from being truthful, then I wouldn't have stood out.
So you agree?
The reason why I stood out was because everybody was like, "Damn, AC ain't like the right." Instead of ARC, they used to call me AC on campus, and a lot of my frat brothers would say, "Man, AC the Legend," and other guys would say something like, "Why y'all call him the Legend?" And they would say, because he one of the few guys, he don't lie to women, man. He tells women straight up that all he want to do is fuck them.
So you agree most men that you knew who was getting women was lying to them? Yes.
Here was the 3 ways most guys, me coming up, say starting with my freshman year in college on up, I would put in 3 categories other than telling the truth. Most guys would use the routine of giving a woman the misleading impression that they were open to being that woman's next long-term boyfriend. And then once they got the pussy, they would just go ghost on the woman. We call that hit it and quit it. Now they call it pump and dump. Same thing.
Right.
Second category, a lot of guys use drugs and alcohol. So they didn't necessarily lie, but they use artificial substances, which is now date rape. You can't do that in today's society. That's date rape.
Right.
And then the third category, of course, was tricking. It was tricking, which also doesn't really technically involve lying, but you offer women money. So those are the main 3 ways, other than being mode 1 like me, was pretending like you want to be a woman's boyfriend and do the hit it and quit it, pump and dump routine, use drugs and alcohol, or you trick it.
See, David, see, nobody, I'm well, at least me, I'll speak for myself. I'm not saying that I don't realize that a lot of guys lie, a lot of women lie too. I mean, there are liars, and then there are people who don't feel it's necessary to lie. So I get it. I've said that several times, but what I'm saying is I truly believe that there is not much difference in the woman who you chose to lie to and the woman who you choose not to lie to. It's a matter of, because they're both there available to be lied to. So it's generally it's up to you to present yourself to this woman and in an attempt to get the desired results from her. So me personally, I just know that it's problematic. And from your experience, obviously you like it better when you lie to a woman. So I just think that for you to make that transition into polyamorous relationships, I don't think it's a good idea to lie to the woman when you first start dealing with her. At least let her know that this is the type of vibe that you want. And so she knows it's a possibility. So when you go to make that transition, it doesn't come as a culture shock to her. And she's not, so resistant to this new woman. And maybe she'll help you get to the new woman.
Well, let me say
I think you cause problems for yourself when you lie to the woman.
Let me say this right fast, in and out. I agree with you. Like, let me say this again. I'm big on telling the truth. I'm say it again. I'm telling y'all most of the time that doesn't work. I'm big on it. That's why I learned it didn't work. I'm big on it. So I'm gonna ask y'all this. We all know that you catch every animal or everything, anything you hunt, you use the bait that creature likes. Now I'm gonna ask y'all again. Don't listen. Don't dance around. I'm already at the finish line. Don't dance around because I'm gonna catch it. I want y'all to tell me simple. For most parts, when we talk about bait catching animals, does the truth catch women better, or do lies catch women better? Because let me say this before you answer, because the answer is going to reflect to what the creature is about. Go.
I would equate the truth to live bait, and live bait works better than the little trinkets.
Most women go for truths a lot. I just need you to tell me what most women go for.
You wanted to analogize. I'm going to analogize. Okay, I would say the bait. If it's the truth, she gonna grab onto the hook, and you ain't gonna be able to shake her loose. It ain't no way to shake her loose if she came in the doors knowing who you are.
Most women, or is that a minority recognized gang?
It's from my experience. The women who like me, they preferred the truth because they stuck around.
Personalize it. I'm generalizing purposely.
I can't generalize because I'm telling you, everything ain't for everybody.
Be quiet. You don't have an answer
No,
for it.
everything is not for everybody, man.
Well, see, here's what I'm gonna tell you,
You're
David.
not going to ever understand what we're saying because it don't work for you.
David, here's what I'm gonna tell you, and I
got one too after this.
We don't know the answer.
David, I'm gonna tell you my response, and it's really all explained in my book. We'll say it again. Right. See, I used to think that lying was the best option because that's when I was basically playing into women's. If you read my book, and I'm kind of promoting my book, but what the fuck? But one of the things I talk about real heavy in that book is about social programming and cultural conditioning. And without getting too lengthy, man, when you go the lie route and the manipulative head game route, what you're doing is you're playing into a woman's social programming and cultural conditioning. See, this is what I do. I use my verbal seduction skills and dirty talk skills to basically destroy a woman's social programming and cultural conditioning. In other words, let's say a woman, I'll give you an example. Let's say I'm talking to a woman named Lisa. Now I tell her I want to fuck her. She says, well, and I'm attracted to you, but I prefer to only have sex with a man within the context of a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Now let's pause right there. See, a guy who's in the lying and manipulative head games, he's going to listen to her say that and say, oh, shit, then that means now I got to give her an impression I want to be her next long-term boyfriend. So let me go that route. So he does. He says, express some commentary, giving this woman an impression he wants to be her next long-term boyfriend. Now, for me, when that woman says, I much prefer to only have sex with a guy and a boyfriend, girlfriend, I'm going to look at her and I'm going to subtly shake my head with a smirk on my face. I'm like, you don't even believe that shit.
Right. Let me say this one quick thing.
You don't even believe that shit.
Let me say one quick thing. I'm in and out. ARC, you said that's a woman's social conditioning. I disagree. Women lie. I would say women learn lies maybe from men, or maybe they into it. I don't want to get into that. But here's the thing: politicians run the goddamn world. They the biggest goddamn liars, and they control everybody. So I know the truth. The world shows me the truth ain't what the world into. We just talking about women, but I could get into people. The majority of the people that run this goddamn place run it off of lies. Check and mate. Y'all got it.
Well, let me say this.
That didn't justify me lying, because again, I know how to break a bitch down.
People are into lies.
What way I can say it. I know how to break a bitch down. I know how to get a woman's pussy wet just by whispering in her fucking ear, to the point where even if she never had casual sex before in her life, all she's had is relationship sex, I know how to break that bitch down biologically. Because women are biological creatures, which means there's certain triggers that get their pussy wet, just like certain triggers that get us hungry. I know how to push those triggers and get that woman's pussy wet. I don't have to fucking lie. I would feel like a pussy if I lied.
David will never believe it.
If I had to lie to a bitch,
listen, let me say this. There is, listen,
never believe it.
Any nigga telling you there's one foolproof way to get women, that's how I know nigga ain't done it. Because there is no, we're talking about a fickle, indecisive, unstable creature. There is no one set plan for an insane creature. That don't even make sense. But y'all are talking about logic working on somebody who's emotional. Logic and emotion don't work together like that. Y'all got it?
Let me say this, Dave.
You just a lying ass. That's all. You lie all the time. That's. I mean, you just a liar. I mean, we not lying to the bitch. That's all. You can lie all you want. We know you a lying ass dude that lies to women. Okay, we get it.
Well, listen, we got to get to the super chat, guys. So let's winding down. Let's get to the super chat. Let's shout out to Lawrence D. Adams. Thank you for coming to the chat, LDA. He says, if you have to lie to a woman, you value her more than your own truth.
Facts.
And those are facts. Shout out to LDA. LDA, you should jump on the panel. But I want to get to Mr. Lucario Thank you for coming, Mr. Lucario.
What up? What up? What's
I
going
want
on?
to hear your
Oh,
point,
yo, what up?
and I definitely want to hear what Mr.
What up?
Lucario has to say. So let's
Um,
get him in here, Mr. Lucario. What's your thoughts on these?
I was gonna say, like, the thing is this: if you feel you have to lie to women, basically what you're saying is that you don't value yourself. So, for example, if I have a suitcase filled with $10 million in it, and somebody says I have to give this $10 million away, right? I wouldn't need to lie to tell people what's in it because I already believe that what's inside the suitcase is valuable, and they'll want it based off of the truth of what this is. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of times what happens is that people lie because they
come from
the value that they have isn't really there, and then the woman isn't going to accept it. You see what I'm saying? So they got to make up something else that they think is more valuable to the woman in order to get her. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, that makes sense.
Look,
Because
David.
the value is not there.
Listen, you have
Naima,
to.
let me just
First
drop
of
something
all,
real quick
hold up,
before
hold
we
up,
get
hold
off
up,
to
man.
David said. This
Hold
is
up,
David.
David. David,
personal.
hold up, man. Listen,
Stop making it
you,
personal.
David. Just give me a second here.
All right, but don't make it
I think
personal.
it's not personal. I am
All
responding. I am
right.
responding to your point, though.
All right.
I think when you know, like you, I mean, you seem to have great self-confidence. So for some reason, this is being lost in translation when we tell you that you are the prize and you don't have to lie. And anything that you want this woman to get with you and get with your program, she would have to then make her mind up. And that would then give you the best set of circumstances because she came in on your terms.
All right, so let me ask you this. So I'm gonna ask a simple question. This will show that this goes over just dealing with women. Is this place does the world, and because I can go to the scriptures, but I just don't want to do that. I know I'm right. Does this world accept truths or lies? What I'm talking about the overall majority of the world. I don't went past bitches now. Hold on, y'all pissing me off. So now I'm gonna go to the world. Do the majority of people like lies, or do the majority of people like truths? I ain't talking about the truths they like. Context is every goddamn thing. Hold up, context is every goddamn thing. So let me contextualize shit for niggas. I'm talking about the lies, the truths they don't like. Go.
When emotions and when emotions and intimacy are involved, nobody likes to be lied to, and the end repercussions to that are going to be tragic at your own detriment.
The world says different. The world proves that liars. Meanwhile, liars run the world.
Okay, all right. I can't talk you out of this.
I just say this, David. I just say this,
on.
David, man. I normally like you and respect you, and we ain't had no too many heated battles that I can remember. But on this one, so you threw out two straw mans, man, that I have a problem with. You threw out two straw man arguments. One, you said that guys on this panel, I guess including me as a reference, are suggesting that there's only one way to get a woman in bed. I never said that. I talk about that all the time on the channel. I've never said there's only one effective way to get a woman in bed.
Not you, ARC. Recognized game is like what I'm saying is this. Listen,
I never said that either, bro. And I keep telling you that everything is not for everybody. And I mean, if you feel like you need to lie in order for the woman to like you, then it's quite possible you shouldn't deal with her. But no, I mean, just don't assign statements to me that I haven't made.
7 times I said I don't lie now. 7, like this how remedial niggas are. 7 times, but I'm talking. That still doesn't change my learned experience and what I've learned for most parts. People like lies. If I was wrong, then liars wouldn't run the world. This is just a fact.
But David, David, you think people like the people running the world? So my question is, do you care if women lie to you when they dealing with you?
You goddamn right. I care if women lie to me. Let me explain why. I don't lie now. I only lie to women because from my experience, I learned it was more peaceful. That was what got them off more. And then I looked around. I said, okay, maybe it's just me. So then I looked around at all my player partners and I said, goddamn, them niggas was lying too, because we was talking about all the goddamn lies. Then I looked around and I said, well, let me look at the powerful people who run the world. Goddamn, they lie too. So then, don't get me wrong. In an ideal world where God's rules rule, yes, we should all tell the truth, and yes, we should all be stand-up men and women, and things shall prevail. I agree with that. That's ideal. That's not realistic. That's idealistic. Grow up, quit being naive. That's like saying we all gonna come together and be together.
So why you don't like when the women lie to you?
Huh?
Well, you know what? Can I step in real quick? Because I got to get up out of here.
All right, go ahead, Roger. You got it.
Yeah. Look, David's right. This what's going on right now is just a battle of egos. David is just telling the truth. I do not lie to women because
I have an attitude of because I don't care what their response is. So I don't lie to women. I do not promote lying to women. Anybody who watches my channel, you're gonna hear me say all day long, there's no reason to lie to them. But the truth is they love liars.
Facts.
And anybody with any type of
they don't.
Hold on. Anybody who simply is living in the world, you can see tons of women that are with dudes that lie to them. You know, cheat. They lie to them. They cheat on them. They treat them badly and all type of stuff. You listen to the complaints that women make. They get lied to all the time. I am not foolish enough to believe for a second because of anybody's ego that women don't like being lied to. They do like it.
So my question,
right. Let me get on that. Let me just say this one thing.
Well, hold on. The point is, this ain't about you as a man. The question, this ain't about you as a man. This is about what they actually like. Now, am I gonna tell a man to go lie to a woman to have sex? No, I'm not, because my attitude is they answer don't actually matter. It's just a woman at the end of the day. You see what I'm saying? So they answer, you're giving her an opportunity to have sex with you. What she wants don't matter. You're the opportunity, not her. You'll end up taking care of her before she ends up taking care of you.
That's why I don't lie now, because now I understand. I'm like, she don't matter. But at one point, I still learned they like the lies. That never changed.
You said you were still lying to women about other stuff, so you still.
You're right on other things, but not for sex. The topic is about sex. But, yes, I do lie to other women if it's gonna keep the peace and it's not gonna have me drama. Like if I slipped up and fucked her best friend, and I know this bitch can take half my money, you goddamn right, I'm a lie. Fuck wrong with you?
So why can't you just be the type of guy that would want she wouldn't care you fucking her best friend?
My homie Roger said it don't matter what that bitch want. I'm what's important.
No, it does matter what she wants. That's why you're lying. That's why you're lying, because you think it matters what she wants.
I live in a system that breaks men, because this system is about taking wealth from men, so it caters to women to get the money from men and put it back in the system. So I know how to play. Sometimes you gotta fight fire with fire. That saying was around before you niggas was even here, and it ain't gonna change.
Actions are saying
that.
that.
Mr. Lucario is making a good point. It does matter what she thinks. That's why you're lying. Yes.
Well, no. The whole thing is that he said he used to lie. He said y'all are attacking the man for something he used to do. He said he don't even do it no more. But in reality,
encouraging it though. He's still encouraging it though.
The reality is you can get a lot more women if you lie. If I start lying, I'm gonna do way more than I'm doing now. I'm not a fool.
How many times have you had problems? How many times have you had a problem with a woman because you've lied though?
Are you asking
let me say this real quick.
Wait, let me answer that. Listen, most of the women I lied to, they never even found a lie out. This is a fact. They didn't even find out. Facts.
This is something to kind of go with Dave and what Roger said. Can you hear me, bro? This is the real game, and this is like long game. This isn't like lying for sex, and this is whoever in the chat that they don't agree, they don't really know real game. So I'm gonna say it's about 60-40, 60 truth and 40% lie. Now the reason why I say that is this. This is female nature, so I don't expect females to agree with it either. But guess what? 60-40 is the reason long term is because the truth be boring, bro. And women get bored. That's the fact. So you don't have to lie about certain shit. But what I'm saying is when you're dealing with that's what make up sex. You cause a little turmoil and shit. They like to get pissed off and call their friends and tell them what you did, and you say, I ain't gonna do it again. If you ever watch Hustle and Flow, women sometimes know that you're lying to them, but they want to justify their actions by listening to what you say that you're gonna do or not gonna do. Oh, baby, I'm gonna flip that text. I'm gonna bring back 10 bands. They know you not. The last year you didn't do it, but just you saying it makes them say, okay, I'm gonna go this time. So that's where the 60-40 comes in. The truth will get boring, and women will ghost you and shit like that.
Well, let me get to the super chat. Let me get to the super chat, guys.
Let me say this right back.
Dave, no, you don't say anything quick, so let me read the super chat. We got it. No, McCann Cornell. I'm going to read the super chat. Shout out to McCann Cornell. He says, if you got to lie to a broad, you putting her on a pedestal. And there's another super chat from L. Nixon. Shout out to the brother there. L. Nixon, the voice of reason, he did a $5 super chat. He says, she already lying to you. You can be honest, but watch for the lie. If you think most women don't lie, you're lying to yourself.
Wait.
Nobody answered the question. Though. Do y'all care if women lie to y'all? Do y'all care?
Hold on, Mr. Lucario. Let me say this right fast. Now, here's the thing. Beyonce, this is how I know it's true. The women themselves admit this shit. Donna Missile has a song called Keep Lying to Me. Beyonce has Beautiful Liar. They're literally telling y'all they like liars. Y'all still in denial. But y'all got to go ahead.
But do y'all
let me say this real quick so I can get up out of here because I'm not finished saying.
Nobody's answering this question.
What may I speak real quick because I can't stay. But this is the thing. Women like liars. I'm an honest person with them because I literally don't care about their response. They are not in my opportunity. I am their opportunity. And I know that wholeheartedly. And I will end up taking care of them before they end up taking care of me. So them accepting me or rejecting me means nothing to me at the end of the day. It don't mean anything.
If y'all keep saying that women like liars because they interacted with liars, then I'm going to say this. All men love cheap ass bitches. I dare any of y'all to lie about that. All men love cheap ass bitches. Because y'all be dealing with cheap ass bitches. Because I'll be fucking your bitches. You're lying. If you don't say you don't like cheap ass bitches.
Okay.
I was fucking all kinds of married women. And they niggas love that I'm fucking their wife. And love that I'm fucking their wife.
Girlfriend. You're proving that they like liars because you've done that, and I've been there and I've done it too. At the end of the day, what happens is women do stuff like that, and then they blame the guy for lying to them on it. Women love blaming somebody else for what they do, and they also love and they also
tell them ARC
and they also love plausible deniability because what woman is gonna have sex with somebody and she's married, she a liar too. You see what I'm saying? So if you lie and she lie, as long as you get caught and she can blame what she did on you, she cool with that. So they do like liars at the end of the day. She wants somebody else to take the blame for what she did wrong.
I'm saying the husbands who get cheated on, they like that shit.
ARC, you can say that, ARC, you can say that, but it's not gonna change, regardless of who I am. Regardless of who I am, because I promote be honest. But at the end of the day, I'm not stupid enough to think that these women don't like liars out here. I've seen it too much.
Well,
but I got to go. Y'all have a good rest of the show.
Later, Roger. That's all I was saying what Roger said.
David, you like when girls lie to you?
Thank you, Roger, for coming up.
Listen, women ain't supposed to lie to me. They dumb. They I'm the leader. Follow my lead. Ain't no lying to me. The leader makes the decisions. You don't choose shit, bitch. Do what I tell you. That's it.
So then, if that's the case, why you gonna lie to them? If that's your attitude,
huh?
If that's your attitude, why are you lying in the first place?
Exactly. That is a contradiction.
You got the troll voice on. I hear you, brother. Lucario got the troll voice on.
Okay, let me answer it. I said Lucario like 9 times. For most parts, I don't lie to women. Listen carefully. If it's something that's going to ruin or mess up my life, listen, I don't know what part of human y'all niggas missing. Niggas lie for less. I'm going to lie.
No, but brother, you just said if a woman is supposed to follow your lead, that means that whatever you tell the bitch, you're supposed to follow your lead. If you tell the bitch you fucking 5 other bitches, she's supposed to follow your lead. So why would there be a reason to lie?
All right, let me All right, let me respond. Now, I said earlier, I don't do that. I don't do that for most parts now when it comes to that. My women who I'm with now, they all know about each other. So there is no lying about me, and I like it that way. And I always tell them I'm accepting new applications. They know I'm looking all the time. So I don't lie. That's still, like Roger just said, that still doesn't change the data that I gathered before I started telling the truth, which is women like lies more. I said the more I told women the truth, the more most of them skated. The few women that stayed, the majority of them wasn't going for the truth. I learned that.
That's what I'm saying. They weren't going for the truth because they didn't see that value in you to stick around.
They didn't even know the truth. They didn't even know the truth. You was lying the whole time. They didn't even know the truth.
Listen, women fuck
They
off
don't even know who you are. You talking about they like the lie more than they like the truth. How they like it and they don't even know you lying.
Let me address Lucario. Women wash good men every motherfucking day. That was some cap shit you just said again. Great men. And listen, men they see value in, or men, because understand this, if you really believe, and see, Lucario, you're in an open relationship, right? Your woman can fuck other men. Am I correct?
Right.
Check and mate. I'm going to go on mute.
What's check and mate? You didn't make a point.
Right. He do and he told his wife that she could do it.
A nigga
And he was honest with his wife about it.
a nigga that willingly lets his woman plow other niggas, you don't see the problem in that, then of course you don't.
Hold on.
He was honest about it.
Understand this. You're the one that's lying to other women about what you're doing. That's the point. You keep saying I'm not lying about sex. I'm lying to keep the peace. But the reason why you got to lie to keep the peace is because those women won't accept the truth from you. If a woman is about you, she'll do whatever the fuck you're saying. But if she's not about you, you feel the need to lie because that's the only way you got to get a girl to do what you're saying.
Listen, Lucario, listen. No, ain't no boom. Listen, Lucario.
That's your mate right there.
No,
brother.
that was a boom.
That was a checkmate right there.
That was a checkmate, David.
That was a checkmate,
Lucario. Great men, Dr. Dre, women that have been with niggas for 20, 30 years end up grabbing the bag and leaving. Now, you can't say that, you can't tell me that the bitch didn't have no value in the nigga if she stayed there 20 or 30 years. So you know what that told me? Bitches pretend well. Any nigga saying bitches don't pretend, we back to the, that's how I know you don't know nothing about bitches. I'm from LA.
No, you're talking about value in the sense of money. I'm not talking about that.
Lucario, you was making points. I didn't say I lied to women all the time. I didn't say all my women I had to lie to, but you put me to that. You said the women, like I said, all my women I lied to, and I don't. But there are women I have lied to, and there are certain things I will lie to. That's me being honest. The nigga who's saying that he won't, I know you a naive nigga. You might as well tell me next we all can get along and we can all be one people. That's a lie. It's naive, nigga.
Bro, you just said that you lie about other things, right?
Yeah, I said I will. I didn't say. Look, listen. You keep I'm gonna say this again. Context. Listen. Certain things that arise. That doesn't mean I might lie every 7 years. But I'm being honest enough telling you.
Why do you think you need to do it,
bro? Listen, I just explained it. If I feel deem it's something that can really mess up my life, let's say I made a mistake. Let's say I did something that I shouldn't have done, or I agreed I wasn't gonna do to, and you're right. And listen, and I might go for punishment, but now maybe this bitch's punishment is I'm gonna take you for everything you got. The punishment doesn't weigh the crime. So if I gotta lie, I'm lying to the bitch to keep my shit. If you don't understand that, you don't know. Listen, wait. If you don't understand that, then you don't know. You don't understand human survival. I'm gonna say this again.
No, you don't understand. You don't understand your value. That's why you're lying, bro. That's what I keep trying to tell you.
Listen, I do understand. Listen,
you don't understand, bro.
Listen, I understand my value because the bitches chase me all motherfucking day, every day. If I never understood my value, the bitches show made me think I was valuable by the way they was chasing me. So you know what the fuck you talk about?
So why do you gotta lie, though, bro?
Hold on. My value has nothing to do with me catching a goddamn fish. The fish don't give a shit about my value. The fish give a fuck about what I'm putting on the hook. That's what matters, nigga.
And see, that's why you don't understand women.
Keep the fish.
Meanwhile, your woman getting a whole nother dick and you cool
whoa,
with it.
Whoa, see, that you ain't got to take it to the gutter, David.
He said it. I'm gonna take it.
No, that's cool. I'm not fazed by none of that because what's happening with his girl is the same exact thing. See, he think that because he's with his chicks and he's lying and he's doing all this stuff, he acts in a body count and all of that other stuff.
I find out she fired. If I find out she fired,
I could fuck any chick out.
See, listen. I'm gonna show you. Hold on, let me get Lucario. Don't nobody interrupt. If you had enough goddamn motherfucking self-confidence and feel-esteem for yourself, you would never play. You would never let your woman have another nigga outside of you. That shows you don't have self-esteem for yourself, nigga. Check and mate. I'm fucking you up.
No. I cannot. The reason why you don't understand is because you don't understand non-monogamy. You don't understand non-monogamy, and on top of that, you don't understand. Hold on, because you think that lying is keeping the peace. Think about what you're saying. You're saying I got a lot.
Wait a minute, David. You gotta let him finish. You gotta let him finish.
That's context.
David, you said that. David, you said sometimes. That's what I'm saying. The point that you think at any point you gotta lie to keep the peace, that means that you're not the type of guy that can stand on his shit. That's what I'm talking about. So this is why you lie. So you don't need to lie at all ever. You understand what I'm saying? See, the reason why I can have two women in long-term relationships and a poly relationships is because I don't lie. You understand what I'm saying? I let them know what it is. The situation.
So Lucario, the reason you a man and you are a stand-up man is because your woman can get other ride, and that makes you more of a man because you allow your woman to have a ride.
What makes me a man?
I'm a man.
Me a man is because I set my own rules. Hold on. What makes me man is because I set my own rules. I create my own situation, and I don't have to lie to do it. That's the difference between me.
Are you comfortable being a cuck? So you comfortable being a cuck?
You don't understand what a cuck is. That's what I'm saying. You're ignorant. You don't understand what a cuck is. A cuck.
I know what a cuck is. I'm being funny, man. God damn.
Let me explain it to you. The old definition of cuck is when you had a wife who got fucked by another guy and got pregnant. Everybody knew about it. He didn't know about it. He was taking care of the kid. Now, the updated thing of cuck is a man who likes to watch his woman have sex and he is subservient to his woman in that context. That is not the same as it being in a non-monogamous relationship.
You went into a whole definition about a joke.
Hold on. This is what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that you're ignorant to a thing that's making you not understand what's actually going on. But this is what I'm saying.
Wait, don't talk while he's talking. Let him finish his point.
When you're the type of person that lies, a lie is you having to justify something because you don't actually want to stand in your truth. So with that type of mentality, this is why you can't get to the truth of other things. So when I'm trying to tell you the truth about what a cuck is, you want to dismiss it. When I'm telling you the truth about my relationship, you want
why
to
is he still giving a definition of a joke, bro? What joke means he wasn't serious. You're giving a definition like I was serious. Listen, end of the day, you allow your woman to take ride. You're not a man. That's it.
And how do you? Okay, let me ask you this question: how do you stop your chick from fucking with from fucking other dudes?
But when I find out I fire her versus you willingly accepting it,
fire your girl right now. Fire her right now.
If I catch her, I will. I said that was the rule. I didn't say what you said. If I don't catch her, I don't know. But if I find out, you better believe I won't be playing second to no nigga. That shows her that I'm first. Nigga, the fact that you allow your woman to do that shows you second. You think you being a man. She laughing at you. Laughing at you when you ain't around. He laughing at you.
The fact that you think you control women.
Watch this.
That you don't know my game.
ARC, would you let your woman have a whole nother man? Yes or no? I don't need an explanation. Just give me a yes or no, ARC, please, so we can get right back to it.
I'm in a polyamorous marriage.
Oh, so there you go.
So wait, so your wife has another man, ARC? Oh my God,
she doesn't, but it's not outruled, is what I'm saying.
Oh my God,
we're monogamous to each other since we've been together.
Salute to the Bible.
On paper, if nothing else, on paper, we are in a polyamorous relationship, which means I would possibly at some point in the future be down for couple swapping. I haven't done anything like that, but I've never 100% outruled it.
So let me ask you this. Hold on. Recognize game. Are you the type of nigga that you'll allow a woman that your wife, the woman that's your whiz, you allow her another nigga too if she wants that? You'll allow that too? You'll openly go for that?
No, I'm not into the polyamorous relationship with the woman. I don't know if it's still defined the same. Like if I wanted another woman, I can though. We do have that arrangement.
But you ain't gonna allow her to have a man, right?
No.
Okay. Oh, damn. We finally agree on something, nigga. All right, you all right now? Come on in, sit down, be quiet. Go ahead, y'all got it.
I mean, it's just a matter of preference. I don't see anything wrong with anybody living their life based in the truth. You know, if everybody is on the same level playing field, everybody understood what they was getting themselves into, I don't see one to be better than the other. You know, whatever makes you happy in your household.
Hey, Nav. Wait, Nav, I ain't gonna share the bitch. I'll let the bitch go. I don't share bitches. I'll let them go, Nav. She can go. She want that nigga. You don't, look, let me get out the way. You don't need me being the third wheel.
Lying to yourself.
I don't think anybody. I don't think anybody finds anything wrong with you.
So, David, you telling me you've never had casual sex in your life?
Look, ARC, I've had 2 motherfucking one-night stands ever in life, and I was so spooked that was the only time. Every other time I got to know women. That's what turns me on. Listen, I'm turned off when I don't know her because I'm scared she may have something. I'm being dead ass honest. So yes, I really don't have casual sex. I've had it twice in life. I've had a whole lot of bitch twice.
Okay. So you just like,
because I was gonna say, because see, there's a lot of guys in this space that will say what you said about, oh, I'll never share a bitch, I'll never share a bitch, I'll never share a bitch. Anytime you're indulging in promiscuous casual sex, you are sharing a bitch.
I agree. I wouldn't do that.
Point
exactly.
Anytime you share a bitch.
Listen, let me say this because I'm an Israelite, and that's why I don't do that. The Israelite says once she goes and she's with another man, the field has been spoiled. He says, should you take her not? Should you take her back? Surely not. So that understand, it's not even just ego. This is what I'm an Israelite. I keep saying that. The scriptures tell me do not take the bitch back. He says the field has been polluted. I agree. That's why these women be having all these goddamn imprints on them. They be batshit crazy because they got all kind of different niggas nutting in them. Women weren't intended for that. But this is a new day. I see you niggas is about being lightweight cucks, allowing bitches to have other dicks. Look, I ain't knocking that.
Wait. See, that's another bullshit.
Hold up. Salute
Go
to
ahead,
y'all.
man.
Hold up. Salute to y'all. Y'all got it. Me, on the other hand, I'm gonna do it my way. My shit works for me, and I'm telling all the brothers, trust me, my way works. I ain't trying to convince you to do it because it's just my way.
All them girls is your girlfriend? All them girls is your girlfriend?
No, the 3 women I have now, I call them my wives.
But David, you played into this goofy shit that singer Akon and other people in this space be saying, which is they believe that men were born to be promiscuous, but they believe stupidly that women were born to be strictly monogamous, which is the absolute goofiest shit I've heard in my 5 years on YouTube.
All right, well, let me say this.
Goofiest shit I've heard on YouTube.
Let me respond to that, RC. Let me respond to that. I don't think all women are monogamous. I see hoes every day, so apparently that's different. But what I've learned is, again, biology teaches against that. See, what I've learned is just because somebody does something doesn't mean that's true nature. I've learned something else as of late. Nature can be altered. At one point in time, I thought nature could never be altered, but as I've seen, nature can be altered. But the biology proves what I'm saying is right. The fact that men can get multiple women pregnant at the same time and a woman can only get pregnant by one man at the same time. Biology
has nothing to do with
everything.
I know 3 friends of mine who ran a train on a woman that was 2 months pregnant. That don't mean shit.
We ain't talking about
No woman was born with strictly monogamous proclivity. No woman was born.
See, that was a reach. That wasn't all there, baby.
No woman was born with strictly monogamous.
Let me read the super chat real quick. A shout out to L Nixon. He says, "Wait, we on YouTube and y'all saying people shouldn't lie? Everybody not lying. Log off now."
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that.
Niggas say they ain't lying. I'm gonna show you the liar. The nigga who say he ain't lying, I'm gonna show you the goddamn liar.
Well, let us get to Mr. Lawrence and then to Mr. Trav. Lawrence, what are your thoughts on the conversation?
Salute to everyone. Shout out to everybody that's on the panel.
What up?
Peace to everyone. I think just interesting here about this whole thing about lying. I know it's about sex and everything like that. And I understand that, David, you're coming from a point of a moral standpoint for us with the Hebrew Israelite, which is your prerogative as well as Mr. Lucario and everyone else. What we do need to look at is, if we have to choose to lie, why are we choosing to deal with women that we have to lie to? And so when we resolve that, we realize I don't need to deal with a woman that I have to lie to.
Can I answer that?
Let me finish my point, because I think
you got it.
If I have to do that, even if it's not about sex, because I know you said earlier, I heard you 1,000 times, you said, you did that in the past. With anything, I don't need to deal with her. Now, if we take the argument that you gave that, you're Hebrew Israelite, everyone does not subscribe to your moral compass of how to live. So what we can say is, let us say, you know what, I may not agree with that, but live your life.
Okay, let me respond. I'm not gonna never. One thing about me, let me say this is about me personally. I never do that. Let's agree to disagree shit. Because if I'm not gonna agree to disagree if you dead ass wrong. I'm gonna say no, you dead ass wrong. You just don't agree with the truth. That's what I'm gonna say. But ultimately, coming back to I lost. That's why I wanted to respond. What was it you said? And I wanted to interject. You said something. Okay. What did you say? Say what you said one more time.
I said, why deal with a woman that you potentially have to potentially lie to?
I got it. I tell brothers this when I teach brothers. I say I should be the dating coach in this space because I'm the most honest goddamn motherfucker here. And let me tell you why.
No, you're not.
Y'all got it. Can I tell you our lies honest?
Nigga sitting here telling us he lying. He campaigning for lying.
Let me finish. Emotional niggas. Let me finish. Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. Now the reason you lie to most women, when I teach brothers about women, I tell them, I say it's about 5 good bitches out of all of the trillions of bitches, and 3 of them gay. Good luck with finding them 2 good women you can tell all the truth to. For the rest of us, include myself, for the rest of us men, we gonna get Hellcats. So now I'm not gonna sit here and give you that naive conversation, that old morally righteous shit, because you ain't dealing with morally righteous people. All that shit y'all saying would work if the majority of women were morally righteous. We clearly see they not. Women busting it open all goddamn day. They going. So that means this is a new day, a new species of creature. And one thing we learn about being a player, and if you niggas was players, you know that when the situation changes, we evolve and adapt. We was marrying bitches, is getting niggas cleaning niggas at the bank. We ain't marrying no more. We evolve and adapt. Check and mate. Easy.
No,
right?
number one, David, I'm gonna break it down to you as I have a million times.
Wait a minute. We've had Eugene Steele up here for hours upon hours, and this man hadn't said a word. Eugene, what are your thoughts on the conversation?
Hey, Eugene. Shout out to Eugene.
Hey, how you doing? All right, let me tell you something. I am a relationship-minded guy, okay? And let me tell you, normally when I go out dating, okay, and I told people this so many times, I don't let sex be the first priority. However, there were times where I've actually, did date it. The subject of sex didn't come up, but all of a sudden, she wants to give me some. And let me tell you, I mean, my first time actually came under that situation. But the point is, as some of the men were saying, you don't have to lie to get sex, okay? I sure as hell didn't. I mean, and you don't even have to try too hard either, okay? I mean, I'm just an average guy, but the thing is, the woman's going to give you some sex, okay? Sometimes you have to be patient if you're sex-minded, okay? And then, too, suppose you do lie to a woman, and I think you touched on something you said, I might have missed it. Suppose you end up, lying, you lie to the woman, you get the sex, all of a sudden, about 2 days later, she comes back and tell you she's pregnant. What are you going to do? Are you going to be one of those guys who are going to stay and take care of the baby? Or are you going to be one of the guys that run away? And, that's a situation I do not want to put myself in. So that's something to really think about if you're talking about lying to a woman in order to get sex from her. That's all I got to say.
Okay, now I want to jump in before you pass it to Trav. I got to respond to something David, because David keeps saying this and it just irritates the fuck out of me. And it ain't just personal against him. It's anybody on the internet. This is one of the reasons I became active on the internet, among other reasons. Niggas be calling themselves players, but at the same time saying they're lying. When you lie to bitches, you automatically disqualify yourself from the title player. You are a lying womanizer, which is not a player. A player is a motherfucker who got 5 fuck buddies, and all his 5 of his fuck buddies know he got other women that he's fucking. They might not know the names of those women. They might not know the faces of those women, but all 5 of his fuck buddies know he's fucking another bitch. If you got 5 fuck buddies and all 5 of those women think they're your girlfriend, you are not a motherfucking player at all. I don't think anybody respect the player if you cheating or lying. You cheating or lying, you're not a player.
Let me just say this. Let me say this real fast. ARC, do players bluff in the game? Do they bluff? Check and mate.
Players don't lie, motherfucker. They don't lie. If you're going to lie, you are not a player. You are a lying womanizer. You are not a player. I will never respect a motherfucker as a player if he lied to bitches.
Wait a minute.
Respect the motherfucker as a player if he lied to bitches.
I want to get to Trav. Mr. Trav, what are your thoughts on the conversation thus far?
Well, first of all, thank you for letting me on the panel. I appreciate it. I just want to start with,
Thanks for coming, Trav.
I'm not going to get loud and be disrespectful. So when I talk, I would just appreciate if that doesn't happen to me, please. With that said, I would say in general, people lie. If I don't personalize it, they definitely lie both sides. So people lie. But in my experience, I don't. And the reason why is because I'm not trying to sound cocky, but I've built myself up to be such a man that women like that I don't have to. And the reason why I say that is because I'll go out with women and I'll tell them what I was up to or whatever, and they'll enjoy the time. And they can tell by how they feel with me. Okay, if I'm feeling this way with this guy he makes a lot of women feel like this. So there's no way it can just be me. So like I was with the chick that I smashed the first night, like 3 or 4 days ago. And she was just like, oh yeah. I was like, yeah, I was over here watching the game. I just came from out here. She's like, you were at a bitch's house. She just said that. I didn't bring that up. And I was like, yeah. And we still went on with our day and I smashed. So she already, because of the value I brought to her, she was like, oh, I know he does. And she enjoyed the time. So if I have to lie at this point, I'm not trying to deal with it. If they don't like the truth, then they could just go. But that's just me.
Check and mate.
I agree. That's what I said I do now. I agree. I said, but I still learn that women like lies, but I'm with you, bro. I learned that at the end of the day, fuck how a bitch feel. This is what it is. Suck a dick.
You're still lying though. What are you talking about?
This nigga, man.
Women don't like why do men say women like? Here's what I did a whole video on this last year. I laid it out. Here's in a nutshell. Women don't like lies in general. They like men being dishonest. They'll tolerate a man being dishonest or manipulative if they feel they're going to benefit from it in the long run, particularly in the area of plausible deniability.
Okay, they still
like
like
women break it down all my life. The only time women will tolerate liars and manipulators is if they feel it's going to be to their plausible deniability and that's in the long run.
That's most women then, nigga.
Well, I would just say this just real quick. When I've been honest with women, they're like, well, damn, finally a guy that doesn't lie. You know what I mean? That's like been the response I get from most women. So, and honestly, just my results are pretty good for me. I'm not trying to act like I'm the biggest player. I probably could lie at times to get more results out of women at times, but honestly, I'm not really patient with women at times. I'm more concerned with myself. I can admit I'm selfish. So if they don't like the truth, they can go. That's just how I agree.
I agree with a lot of stuff you said, Trey. I don't know if you're familiar with me, but
no, I'm definitely familiar with you, and I definitely checked out your books.
I've been the way every sentiment you expressed. That's how I felt since I was in my early 20s, which is when I first became.
Right, but I'm kind of different. Like I'm not just saying this. Like I was a one-woman man for a long time, but I learned through women. They turned me out to how they were. So that kind of shocked me that like they really get down more than how they project themselves. I call women, I call them sexual con artists. They put up an image, but they are really a different way behind the scenes. They lie a lot. I do think women lie a lot, but that can't affect if I'm gonna lie or not.
But see, here's the deal, Trev. Here's the deal. What you said, again, I have my own set of archetypes, and two of them are the wholesome pretenders and erotic hypocrites. You basically just described at least one of those two, if not both.
Yeah, I agree with the second one too.
This relates to why I don't believe you have to lie. Because see, if you really know women, most women are going to always act like they want strict monogamy and act like they only want sex within the context of a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. But that's because of their social programming and cultural conditioning. But once you start breaking them down, the vast majority of women, like I've had a number of women I fucked over the course of my life that started out saying, Alan, I'm sorry, I don't do casual sex. I only have sex with you in the context of a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. Then after I seduced them and fucked them, that's when they would end up admitting, they was like, damn, you have my pussy so wet. I wasn't going to make you wait to be in no relationship with me. I wanted to give you this pussy because you had me so wet.
Let me say this right fast. The problem I think we're having here too. See, what I'm doing is I'm generalizing it. I'm not personalizing it on myself or you brothers. You brothers seem like y'all are personalizing it to how y'all get out. Again, that's why I said I don't do it now, and I've said that like 13 times. For some strange reason, people ain't hearing, but that still doesn't change of the data I've gathered from looking over the majority. The majority of the player partners I knew had plenty of women. You can't say they wasn't players; they had plenty of bitches. So just because
Trick has plenty of bitches, does that make him a player?
Wait a minute.
Trick with a bunch of bitches make him a player.
All right, listen, ARC. ARC. I'm not knocking that. Listen, that's your version. I ain't knocking it. You feel free to have your version. I got homies who would agree with me. I know you got homies that would agree with you. Listen, I agreed with you when I said I don't lie now. So I'm there with you now.
You just said you lie now, though. What you talking about?
I'm talking about overall, bro. Everybody lies. Did you just not see my brother? Anybody saying they don't lie at all? They lying. That's a fact.
I don't lie.
You are a liar, nigga. You a liar if you tell us you don't lie.
Well, can you guys stop lying and let's start with closing thoughts? Trav, you look like you wanted to jump in. What are your thoughts?
Let me finish what I'm saying. Wait, let me finish what I'm saying, Trav, and I give it right to you and I'm gone. The bottom motherfucking line, like I said, y'all are personalizing it. I'm not I don't lie to women either. So if I personalize it, I would say no, I don't lie to women either. That still doesn't change the data I gather gathered from everybody I've seen, including myself, hands-on, I found that lies worked better with women than the truth. I tried it purposely. I acid tested it purposely, and I find out the majority of the time I told lies, shit was smooth sailing with a bitch. The majority of the time I told truths, it was always a problem. You can't take away my experience. You ain't got to agree. That's cool. I ain't going to take away y'all's. But at the end of the day, I can look around beyond just women, and I see the majority of the world liars, and people love liars. They got songs about lying and all that. So forgive me if I'm not going to listen to you niggas personalize y'all shit, even though I agree with it. On that note, thank you for having me. Salute. Y'all got it. The Manosphere wins again.
Thank you so much, David Johnson. Really appreciate you coming through. Trav, what were you about to say?
Yeah, so I was going to say, somebody was like, well, Trav is handsome, so I can't relate with his experience. Being handsome by looks has nothing to do with it, because women only choose up on that 30 to 40%. I used to not have game, so I used to be handsome and not have game, and I would be a letdown to women. They would be like, damn, this dude look good for no damn reason. So, I mean, it helps, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like, and I'm honest. I just feel like a lot of people in this space be lying and doing WWF, I'm a player type stuff. I mean, I've had my wins and losses, you know what I mean? But yeah, I would say this. I am smooth with women and I'm able to get them like that, but I don't sell fantasies. So I know sometimes with women, they ghost me because they're like, okay, this dude has game and he can fuck good, but I don't want to feel like a number. If I were to be a little more like giving off the impression that they're the only one or whatever and more communicative with them, they probably would have a little better results at times. But like I said, at this point, I just don't care. I'm too lazy to give that effort to women. That's just me.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Trav. Are those your final thoughts?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming through. Affy, what are your final thoughts?
Man, Dave got a whole lot of energy. It's a whole different vibe. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, I appreciate you for having me on. You already know I rock with you, Sister George, Naima. Good to meet, recognize game, first time chopping it up with you. Shout out to Mr. Lucario for making me a dating coach. You know what I'm saying? You know, day one for show, 4 years in. You feel me? I didn't stop. I kept it going.
That's it.
You know, that's what the game is right there. Shout out to my big bro and my little bro on the same panel, rocking out with me, Trav and LDA. They're my brothers for real, know them in real life. And shout out to the OG ARC. I want to say this. I'm gonna make a proposition for you. It's mad respect. I don't care about the video that you made about me. I actually thought it was funny. I'm a witty, sarcastic guy. And this is what I want to do. I want to interview you. I'll hit the Cash App. If we don't have the coldest interview, I want to do it on my birthday, man. I want that to be my birthday coming up, May 24th. I hit the Cash App. Contact me on the DM or whatever. And I want to talk about Author Gang. And I want to talk about the sexual underworld. So you know what it's about. No funny business. And I want to ask you some questions that you can talk about some shit that you forgot about. I promise you it's going to be the coldest shit you ever had. That's it.
Okay.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel, Afi Kingdom, and follow me on Instagram, International Afi Kingdom, and follow me on Amazon, Afi Kingdom.
Thank you, Afi, for coming on. We definitely appreciate you.
Thank you, Afi. Shout out to Mr. Lucario. He says, thanks for having me on. Mr. Lucario, thanks for gracing us with your presence. We really appreciate it. And shout out to Toya, the tutor. Thank you so much for the super sticker. ARC, what are your final thoughts?
Well, I mean, again, I was close as I started. Number one, the subject of your live stream tonight is basically almost the number one basis of my whole career as a book author and dating coach. Yeah, it started, in college. I'm not going to go through all the details, but in a nutshell, that's how it started in college for me. A lot of my frat brothers told me they didn't believe you could ever get a woman to have casual sex with you just by straightforwardly telling them that all you wanted from them was casual sex. And you can say I was the first person in my frat house to prove that wrong. And to the point where I earned the nickname The Legend because of it. So I don't have a problem with guys. Again, if guys like David, well, he said he doesn't do it anymore, but guys choose to be a liar and a manipulator, cheater, and adulterer. Hey, that's a grown-ass decision on their part. But what gets under my skin is when many of those guys try to suggest that when I say I don't have to do all that shit, that I'm capping. That's what really brings on my angry, as these guys call either panel heresy or ramble side, is when guys, again, a guy did that about 3 or 4 weeks ago on the live stream, tried to suggest that I was capping because I said I never did all that bullshit that he was recommended doing. I ain't never had to do all that bullshit. It might be because I'm a fucking fine-ass pretty boy, as I've been called in my 20s and 30s. It might be because of that. It might be because I have a super outstanding mouthpiece or whatever the fuck. My bedroom skills, outstanding. But I ain't never had to do the bullshit that a lot of other men swear that not only that they do, but they try to suggest it's a mandatory requirement of all men. And I'm just going to be constantly here to the day I die to say that that's bullshit. Not all men have to do shit like lying, hanging out with women for days, tricking, and all that other shit to get some fucking pussy, some casual sex pussy. Motherfucker like me can walk up to a woman and say, damn, you got some juicy dick-sucking lips. And I can't wait to see my dick slide in your mouth. And have a woman say, oh, shit, I don't believe you said that. And then we talk for the next 5, 10, 15 minutes, and sure enough, she ended up sucking my dick. That's how a brother like this has rolled for 35 plus years when it comes to casual sex. Drops mic.
All right, let me pick up the mic. ARC, can we make that happen? If we could talk about more stories like that.
I would give you right now a 95% yes.
All right, man, cool.
One of the reasons, I more than likely I probably will, but I don't want to go into too much detail. I'm going to make a big move. If after my big move, my time is free, then I'll go ahead and say yes. I wouldn't have.
What's the best way to reach you? Email or DM?
Email. Write me an email at either coaching@mode1.net or business@mode1.net.
All right, got you, brother. Bad respect.
All right, Alfie.
All right. Mr. Lawrence, what are your final thoughts?
Very spirited conversation. So my final thoughts is I don't believe that you need to lie on any level to a woman or into anyone about what you want to do. If you do that, at the core, you are not being true to who you are, and you are decaying your soul at a faster rate than it needs to be. So with saying that, I have nothing else to say. Shout out to, thank you guys for having me on, Sister George, Sister Naomi, everyone, Alfie, Trav, Mr. Lucario, ARC, been knowing him for longer than it was ever a man of spirit. Shout out to you guys. You can find me on YouTube, Lawrence D. Adams. That's it.
Thank you, LDA. And we're glad to have you on. You can come up anytime. We will definitely welcome you.
I appreciate that greatly.
All right, Mr. Lucario, what are your final thoughts?
Well, first of all, appreciate y'all having me on here. I appreciate it. Love y'all. Your channel. I'll be, watching some of these here and there when I have some time and all that. And shout out to everybody on the panel. But I'll say this, man. When it comes to lying, right? I do believe that everybody at some point probably has lied. I mean, there's always exceptions to the rule. But what I'm saying is that once you get a little older, get a little more mature, start to value yourself, then you don't necessarily need to do that. And the dude David, I think what happened is with him a lot of time, what I'm seeing is that he's been lying so much that he doesn't even realize when he's lying, and he doesn't know what he's saying in some situations. Because what I heard him say, what I found out was interesting, was that he said, there's only like 5 good women, all the rest of them is trash, so you got to lie to them. So then he's basically saying the women he's with is trash because he's lying to them. You see what I'm saying? So like, if that's his case. So I think, with guys like him, or just guys who feel they need to lie, what they need to do is look at themselves and say, why do I need to disrespect myself and not be who I am in order to get a woman? Because at that point, you're just putting a woman on a pedestal. You understand? And you're disrespecting or disregarding who you are. And I think the best course of action is to start to love who you are, and then find the women who are going to love who you are, the truth about who you are, and be able to accept whatever it is that you're bringing to the situation. So that's my take on it.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you so much, Mr. Lucario, for joining us. We definitely appreciate you. Well, this concludes our show. Thank you so much to all of our panelists, everybody who came through, super chatted us, and hung out with us today. It was a really, really good show.
And
Go ahead.
Oh no, I wanted to yeah, definitely go back over the panelists who joined because I appreciate everybody. We had ARC, our OG of the Manosphere. I appreciate him coming. Mr. Lucario coming. And I want you guys to go and subscribe to these guys. ARC, Mr. Lucario. We have Afi Kingdom. We had David the asshole. He always give his dissertation. We appreciate you though. We had Clarence Jr. And we also had Roger Report came on and LDA. Go subscribe to all those guys. We had Benjamin that came on. Benjamin, he was kind of ruly, but we appreciate you. But we gotta just kind of tighten up a little bit. And yeah, that's pretty much it. What I have to say.
All right. Well, everybody have a great rest of the night, and we'll see you guys back on the next one. We're out.
All righty. Good night, everyone.